Chapter 681. Seeing Chen Shang coming over, Lan Lan snorted a little angrily. Seeing Chen Shang coming over, Lan Lan snorted a little angrily. Don't be complacent, I won't be beaten up by you again. Lan Lan raised her fist and shouted. The competition quickly started. The 4 contest rings started to get excited and many people were watching from below. Those who dared to register were all people with good foundations, and with this, many people were able to broaden their horizons. Once they failed, they would be eliminated. Thus, everyone was using their full strength. Only by winning could they reach the end. Every round would have many matches, and every round would have half the participants eliminated. After each round was over, there would be lots drawn to determine one's opponent. Very quickly, the first round had ended. Chen Shang had easily defeated the person who was competing with him, but he had not met Lan Lan yet. During the second round of lot drawing, Lan Lan came to Chen Zhang's side with a depressed face. Scoundrel, I'm in trouble. Lan Lan said worriedly. What's going on? Chen Shang and Lan Lan could be considered friends. The last time they were at martial contest of the king, they had a very good cooperation. I'm soon going to compete with someone called Mo Huan. This guy called Mo Huan is extremely ruthless. You saw it just now, it was that guy who cut other people's hands and feet into pieces the moment he attacks. Lan Lan glanced at a black-clothed man in the distance. This man's face was ashen, and he looked very gloomy. His dead gray eyes had no light, making him seem very frightening. This man exuded an evil aura, and seemed to be not to be trifled with. Just now, when he made his move, he released a terrifying aura that turned into countless blades, slicing a person's limbs into pieces. The martial arts this guy cultivates are definitely some extremely vicious demonic arts. I am still unable to see through them, but they are indeed very strong. You shouldn't force yourself. Chen Shang looked at the black-clothed man. Lan Lan shook his head. Yanren did not cower in the battle with Wang Shengren, so it is even more impossible for me to cower. What? She and Wang Shengren? Chen Shang was shocked. He looked at the list of public signs, and indeed saw the names of Yanren and Wang Shengren connected together. You guys are really unlucky. Chen Shang curled his lips and said. Don't worry, as long as you don't die, and your limbs are chopped off, I will have ways to help you recover. Lan Lan revealed a sweet smile. I knew big brother Chen Shang was very strong. If I lose to that Mo Huan brat, you have to avenge me. Don't worry, my goal is first. I will take revenge for you. Chen Shang said casually. You young and pretentious old granny, you must not die, otherwise you won't see me taking revenge for you. Tisk, don't look down on others. Lan Lan rolled his eyes at Chen Shang, then walked towards the contest ring. This was the first time Chen Shang had seen someone with this surname. He searched the crowd, and very quickly found someone who looked similar to Mo Huan, who was also dressed in black, with a face and eyes that were deathly gray like a dead person. However, his entire body emitted a biting cold and powerful demonic aura, causing the beauty to dare to approach him. People of the demon world, why are they here? Bai Yuyu said in a deep voice, among the 5 surnames in the demon world, the devil is ranked first. If there is only one here, it might be a coincidence. Why would someone from the demon realm appear here? And he was very strong. Chen Shang could not help but worry for Lan Lan. Little naughty dragon, watch this little girl carefully later. Try your best to not let her be cut into pieces. Chen Shang warned as he approached the contest ring. Lan Lan and Mo Huan had already gone up on stage. Mo Huan's eyes suddenly turned black, looking extremely evil. The sword-handle demon claw is a pretty good devil art in the demon world. Devil cultivator with the surname of demon have very high statuses. How did they manage to get here? Did they have a way to open up a passage? Bai Yuyu was extremely suspicious. Begin. When the competition had begun, everyone had been watching with bated breath, because most of the techniques that Mo Huan used just now were seen with their own eyes, and now, Mo Huan's opponent was a beautiful young lady. They wanted to see, would Lan Lan also be torn to shreds by the terrifying supreme force? After Mo Huan's claws started to dance in the air, they released waves after waves of white supreme force that was visible to the naked eye, attacking Lan Lan's legs and arms. Lan Lan was extremely fast. In that moment of life and death, she had dodged and suddenly disappeared. This was an ability that Lan Lan's martial spirit bestowed to her, able to make her body invisible and not release any chi, but able to have her defensive and offensive abilities. At that time, Chen Shang could only identify her position after seeing her heart. Otherwise, he would have been abused badly by her. Even now, when Chen Shang used his powerful divine sense, he still could not sense Lan Lan's position, and Long Shui did the same. I saw it. This girl really made me worry for nothing. Using the heart-piercing demon eye, Chen Shang saw that Lan Lan's beating heart was approaching Mo Huan. Boom! A blue light exploded out, and the invisible Lan Lan fiercely punched Mo Huan in the dantian, using the innate qi. After hitting the dantian, he immediately went behind Mo Huan and viciously punched the back of Mo Huan's head, releasing another wave of blue light that caused Mo Huan's eyes to shine with stars. When Lan Lan played yin, his scalp would go numb. Boring! Mo Huan bellowed. A burst of black qi appeared beneath his feet. The black qi formed a vortex, suddenly becoming very large. It started to spin frantically, and Chen Shang saw that the hidden Lan Lan was actually being sucked in quickly. Demonic domain. This is the name given to you by the demonic techniques that I passed down to you. However, cultivating this kind of demonic technique requires you to take an extreme route. Once he releases this domain, everything within the domain will be absorbed by him, and he will also be able to sense it. Bai Yuyu said. Just as Bai Yuyu had said, Mo Huan had sensed Lan Lan's presence. Using the sword Qi Demon Claw, he frantically waved it around, releasing sword-like claw auras that slashed, stabbed, and cut towards Lan Lan. Ah! Lan Lan cried out. Her body flickered with a blue light, revealing her body, and was knocked flying by the countless amount of supreme force, blood flowing from her mouth as she fell into the contest ring. Chen Shang hurried over. Lan Lan's face was pale white, and only suffered from internal injuries. It was not serious at all. Chen Shang was not stingy with his pills, and gave Lan Lan a better recovery pill. Chen Shang, when there's a chance, I will search through Mo Huan's memories later to see what purpose they have coming here, and how exactly they came here. Bai Yuyu said. Chapter 682. Lan Lan stood up and patted off the dust on her body. Although she did not receive any serious injuries, she was still unhappy, but she could not say anything. It was at this moment that an angry voice sounded out from the group of contest ring. Bitch, you actually dare to ruin my appearance. Chen Shang and Lan Lan anxiously looked over, because it was Wang Shengren's voice, only to see 4 additional scratches on Wang Shengren's white face. One look was enough to tell that it was caused by Yan Yanren's cat's claw art. The clothes on Yan Yanren's body became a little tattered, and there was blood at the corner of her mouth. She had a very unique kind of flexibility that allowed her to resist even if she were to face an extremely violent attack. Chen Shang and Lan Lan anxiously walked over. Yan Yanren's fight with Wang Shengren had also attracted many people's attention, especially the female students below. They kept scolding Yan Yanren, because Yan Yanren's attacks were extremely sharp and nimble. His body had a very strong defensive ability. He was actually able to resist the godchild who was blown up in the sky for a long time. Frowning that pretty boy and beating him up into a big flowery cat, he is just a swindler. What dogshit god, he is simply a self-righteous idiot. And here I thought that no matter how strong he is, it's still someone else who has ruined my reputation. Someone suddenly shouted. Everyone immediately looked towards Chen Shang, because only a fellow like Chen Shang, who didn't care about his life, would dare to go against Wang Shengren. This made many students from the devil-subduing college glared at Chen Shang, especially those girls, who looked at him and scolded him incessantly. However, Chen Shang felt that it was unfair, because that wasn't what he had said. Now that he had provoked Wang Shengren and made him angry, Yan Yanren was the one who was out of luck. The last time Chen Shang melted a bone in one of his arms, he was able to recover so quickly. Blasphemous! You are courting death. A man came in front of Chen Shang and was about to attack. Lan Lan suddenly asked, how did you know he was the godchild? Does he have any proof that he is the son of God? Quote. This question rendered many of the supporters of Wang Shengren speechless. Other people believed that Wang Shengren was the godchild because he held a very high status within the devil-subduing college, and they also believed that he was able to command a few elders. Wang Shengren also claimed that he was the godchild, and the elders of the devil-subduing college also said the same, but this did not mean that Wang Shengren was the godchild. At least my big brother Chen Shang wouldn't be so weak. Does that mean my big brother Chen Shang is also a divine son? What kind of a good fiend god body refining art was this? My big brother Chen Shang can still learn the devil-subduing method S to the 10th floor, is your godchild okay? Lan Lan held onto Chen Zhang's arm, as he ridiculed. At this time, Tai Ming from the Fire Divine Palace chuckled, all these so-called godchildren are just bragging. Tai Ming, Wang Shengren was furious, but he endured it and stared angrily at Yan Yanren. You dare to hurt me, I'll definitely make you pay the price. Ever since Chen Shang appeared, Wang Shengren suffered setbacks everywhere, causing his originally aloof attitude, as a king, to completely disappear. Those people who supported Wang Shengren didn't say anything. Looking at contest ring, they hoped that Wang Shengren could use a powerful martial arts to defeat him. The golden innate chi was like a flame that coiled around his body, condensing an incomparably terrifying energy. This made Chen Shang a bit worried. If this angered Wang Shengren, it would undoubtedly harm him. Devil suppressing fist. Chen Shang was startled. This kind of fist technique was very powerful. He had exchanged a punch with Wang Shengren last time. You have nowhere to run. Wang Shengren bellowed. She punched the air. A burst of gold chi turned into a gold light that flew out, condensing into a fist that Yan Yanren immediately dodged, and at the same time, the golden fist brushed by her body, suddenly turning a corner and ruthlessly smashing onto Yan Yanren's body. Yan Yanren shouted out. Her entire body ignited with a gold flame, spitting out a mouthful of blood, but upon contact with her blood, it instantly ignited with a gold flame. Chen Shang flew up and caught Yan Yanren, who had fallen out of the contest ring, and immediately absorbed the flames on her body. Wang Shengren was shocked because he knew that the golden flames were extremely difficult to deal with and would not be easily dealt with. She's dead for sure. This is what happens when she fights against me. Wang Shengren said coldly. Chen Shang coldly stared at him, and said, You are not worthy of being that so-called God-child, I will prove it. He took out a pill, and the dense smell of the pill immediately made everyone relaxed and happy. An elder in charge of watching the competition shouted, Relive Dan. Chen Shang placed the Relive Dan into Yan Yanren's mouth for her to swallow, and her soft face quickly recovered some color. Now, everyone knew that Chen Shang possessed a Relive Dan, and it was also not a small number of things, to actually be able to casually feed it to a woman. Anyone who was familiar with Chen Shang knew that there was a feud between Chen Shang and the Beast Martial School, but to actually use such an expensive Relive Dan to save a Beast Martial School's woman was incomprehensible. Looking at the Relive Dan, Wang Shengren trembled in anger. If this was the Heaven Realm, he would definitely not be offered such a high reward, and it was because Chen Shang had used the Relive Dan to place a bounty on his head, which caused him to not dare to leave the Devil Subduing College, as there were many other old people who were in urgent need of the Relive Dan who were after him. Chen Shang also didn't know why the Devil Suppressing Divine Palace would allow Wang Shengren to do as he pleased, to grasp such a great power. Could it be that Wang Shengren was really the God-child? Would he really be able to take over the Devil Suppressing Divine Palace in the future? To inherit the legacy of the Devil Suppressing Heavenly Venerable? After Yan Yanren ate the Relive Dan, he quickly recovered. This pill had the effect of resurrecting the dead, and many people had personally seen it today, because it was usually eaten by Nirvana Stage S during their tribulation. Along the way, Chen Shang did not meet any strong opponents. All the way to the 8th round, which was also the last match because there were only 2 people in his group, and himself. Amongst the competitions in the anti-demon martial arts competition, the strongest one could not exceed the peak of the 100 refining realm, so there would be no Nirvana stage. The experts here gradually surfaced, which was just as Chen Shang had predicted, just that they were more powerful than the people in the demon world. Chen Shang finally found an opponent with a similar strength, and it was even within the group stages. This was very interesting, and caused everyone to be excited. On the contrary, he was slightly excited. Of course, the most important thing for him to do now was to find an opportunity to search through this Mohuan's memories. If they could learn about the preparations from the demon realm, it would be a great harvest for their alliance. Chapter 683. It was just that when he got on the stage, Mohuan's eyes were still dark, some black chi flowed out from the whites of his eyes, making him look extremely terrifying. Begin. In the beginning of the match, Mohuan and Chen Shang attacked at the same time, but Mohuan's speed was faster than Chen Zhang's. Just as Chen Shang punched out, Mohuan's short, white fingernail had already slashed across Chen Zhang's throat, leaving behind a trail of white light. Mohuan's attack was faster than Chen Zhang's, but Chen Zhang's reaction was not slow either, as he dodged it with his head raised up. Although he had a strong body and the protection of the profound Wu diamond armor, if he was struck by the powerful astral energy, he would still be affected. The sharp nails on Mohuan's hands were like 10 short swords, containing a strong gale that could easily cut through some stiff things. If it was flesh and blood, a deep cut would definitely appear. It took a lot of effort to master this sword demon claw, and it is much stronger than normal weapons. If there is poison on it, then it will be even more terrifying, but for you, there shouldn't be any pressure, right? Bai Yu said. During the competition, one could not use weapons, but Mo Huan's sword Qi Demon Claw was much stronger than normal weapons, so it had the advantage after the competition. Furthermore, Chen Shang also had many invisible weapons and defensive treasures on him, so he was naturally not too afraid of this kind of thing. Mo Huan's movement technique was very agile, it was also to match his pair of sharp claws, but no matter how he attacked, he could not touch Chen Zhang's body. Chen Shang had gone through hundreds of battles, and furthermore, he had grasped many powerful divine arts, so he could always avoid Mo Huan's attacks at the most crucial moments. After failing to attack for so long, it made Mo Huan extremely frustrated. He had condensed a large amount of energy, his 5 fingers converged, the nails that looked like 5 daggers clasped together, making him look like a powerful heavy sword, slashing down at Chen Zhang's head. The white nails had even released a bit of black qi, cutting through the air, creating sounds of breaking air. A good chance. Chen Shang was overjoyed. He actually raised his hand and slapped across. Pa 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 a series of explosions rang out next to everyone's ears, followed by an extremely violent tremble that caused them to be unable to stand steadily. The heaven-blasting palm combined with the devil-subduing method, against this kind of devilish aura, it had a very strong killing power. Mo Huan let out a loud roar, because the fingernails on his hand had all been shattered. It was also no wonder that when Mo Huan's immense power was focused on his fingers a moment ago, it was suddenly pushed violently by Chen Shang, and combined with the violent power of the devil-subduing method, it caused all of the energy on his fingertips to explode and even break all the meridians in his palm. Mo Huan looked at the transparent mist that was being released from Chen Zhang's palm, causing him to feel an indescribable fear. This was the devil-suppressing qi. Chen Zhang's devil-suppressing qi was different from the others were all gold, but after fusing with the devil-suppressing blood, he had become transparent. When using the devil-subduing method, coupled with the devil-suppressing qi, he possessed an extremely strong killing power towards the demonic cultivator. Just now, Mo Huan could feel the terror of that power, because the moment that power appeared, the dense devil Dao innate qi in his body began to tremble. Even if there were 10 of you still wouldn't be my match. Chen Zhang's body trembled, and the transparent devil-suppressing qi erupted out from his body, enveloping Mo Huan's body from all directions, as though it was a gigantic transparent hand grabbing onto Mo Huan, pressing him tightly onto the ground, causing everyone to be extremely shocked. Chen Shang controlled the transparent devil-suppressing qi and lifted Mo Huan up. Mo Huan's entire body was wrapped in this type of energy that he was most afraid of, causing him to not be able to unleash any of the power in his body. Boom! Chen Shang smashed his palm heavily onto Mo Huan's chest. The extremely dense devil-suppressing qi was like a surging river, violently surging into Mo Huan's body, causing Mo Huan to feel as if his body was being burnt by raging flames. His devil energy was corroding bit by bit, and his body, which was refined by the devil energy, was being bitten by thousands of bugs. Chen Shang saw that it was about time. He was also very satisfied with the devil-suppressing qi after evolving. He then patted on Mo Huan's head and searched through the memories in his head, quickly finding them. The majority of the people who had competed with you before were crippled by you. Now, I'll let you have a taste of this feeling as well. Chen Zhang's fists were like 2 violent streaks of white lightning as they crazily smashed against Mo Huan's body, producing a series of loud booms, while the most terrifying thing was Mo Huan's shouts. Scram! Chen Shang struck the heaven-blasting palm above Mo Huan's abdomen, and at the same time broke all the meridians and bones in his body, fell down from the stage heavily, sinking into the ground. Before, Mo Huan's methods on the stage were bloody and brutal. As long as he fought, most of the people he fought with would have their hands and feet chopped into pieces, and now that Mo Huan had also fallen to such a state, it made many people feel relieved, as they were extremely supportive of Chen Zhang's actions. Chen Shang had also won first place in his group, and would be participating in the finals. The first group was Wang Shengren, the second group was Mo Dian, the third group was Chen Shang, and the fourth group was Fire Divine Palace. Aside from Mo Dian, the other 3 were all extremely famous young rankers, especially Wang Shengren and Chen Shang. One of them was the God Child, while the other was the young Chen Shang, who was renowned throughout the mortal martial realm. The final match would be held tomorrow. When Ji Dongchen brought Chen Shang back, he asked curiously, "The martial arts used by those 2 called Mo Dian and Mo Dian are somewhat the same as the martial arts used in the devil cultivation sects, but the demonic qi is much purer. Do you know where they came from?" Chen Shang nodded. They are from the demon realm and have only been here for over a month. Had used the soul-absorbing devil spell to search through Mo Huan's memories and was very shocked upon hearing this news. This was because people from the demon realm were actually able to stealthily make their way here. Ji Dongchen was shocked. Are you serious? Chen Shang nodded his head, and it was someone from the mortal martial realm who helped them come over, so they used a weak point in the space to travel. According to the clues I gathered, when they came over, they needed a transmission array from this side to receive it, then it would fall into the continent of the king. These two are just trying to teleport. There will be more of them later on, and there might even be Nirvana stage S later on. He's preparing to make us mortal martial realm S fall into chaos before they can even begin their teleportation. Ji Dongchen's face was filled with anger as he clenched his fists. Which bastard was it, to actually collude with the people from the demon world? Chen Shang let out a long sigh. I think it should be the person behind the scenes. Mo Huan must have come into contact with Wang Shengren before. Chapter 684. Ji Dongchen paced back and forth in the hall with a thoughtful expression. Ji Dongchen paced back and forth in the hall with a thoughtful expression. Doesn't Devil Subduing College have a very powerful demonic fighting technique? But now, you have actually teamed up with the people of the demon world, who are also willing to do so. Could it be that they plan to divide the mortal martial realm up? Ji Dongchen said. It's very possible. When the time comes, because there are still the group of undeveloped evil demon in the demon world, it would be very difficult for the demon world to swallow the mortal martial realm. Chen Shang said. That doesn't make sense. This godchild is doing well in the heaven realm in this place, and he will definitely be going to the heaven realm in the future. What benefits does he get by colluding with the demon world? Ji Dongchen said. Seems like only Wang Shengren and the mastermind knows about this. To figure out the conspiracy behind it, Chen Shang had already made a plan in his mind. As long as he could catch Wang Shengren, use soul-absorbing devil spell and search his memories, he would be able to figure everything out. The soul-absorbing devil spell had already been fully utilized by Chen Shang, and could only be used in battle. Furthermore, it would not be discovered by the opponent. If discovered by him, the only thing he could do was to silence him. Tomorrow is the finals. If I can match up against Wang Shengren, hee. At this time, Chen Shang was extremely curious about the person behind Wang Shengren. Just what kind of scheme was this? You can kill people in the martial competition, junior martial uncle, you can't be thinking of killing Wang Shengren, right? You better not do such a thing. If the situation comes up, if you kill Wang Shengren, Devil Subduing College will definitely not let you go. Ji Dongchen was extremely worried for Chen Shang, as Chen Shang had not yet become the Devil Subduing College's #1 enemy. The stronger old fellows of the Devil Subduing College all did not take action, because if they did, Chen Shang would not dare to appear near the Devil Subduing College. I know what I'm doing. See what's going on. Chen Shang yawned and returned to his room. He had gotten a lot of memories from Mo Huan previously, and they all had to do with the Devil Realm. I never thought that the demon world would have so many worlds, and right now, I've already determined which two demon worlds are connected to the mortal martial realm. Chen Shang shook his head and sighed. The world of the devils that is connected to the mortal Kung Fu realm is very strong and should be around the same as the mortal martial realm. Su Meiyao said. Don't be so pessimistic. When the time comes, there will only be one way into the mortal martial realm. The demon and demon realms will have to come through this way, and the mortal martial realm just need to gather their forces and defend that place. If they can't, the mortal martial realm will definitely be annihilated. Before the sky brightened, Chen Shang had already arrived at the competition grounds inside the Devil Subduing College, but there were many people who had arrived early enough to occupy a good seat and watch. The majority of the spectators were all students of the Devil Subduing College or disciples of some large sects. Others were not allowed to enter. Good morning, big brother Chen Shang. Lan saw Chen Shang leaning on a pillar alone, shouted from afar, held Yan Yanren's hand and ran over. Sister Lan, you have to keep your chest steady when you run in the future. Look Chen Shang swept his eyes across his surroundings. When Lan ran over just now, his chest was surging with energy and attracted the attention of many people. Scoundrel, he greeted you with good intentions, yet you're still so bad. Lan blushed slightly as she mumbled to herself. Chen Shang patted her head and smiled. Have you recovered fully from yesterday's injuries? It's a pity that you didn't see Mo Huan being beaten up by me. Quote. With that, he looked at Yan Yanren who had a gentle and charming smile. Chen Shang, you aren't regretting eating that relive Dan for me, right? If you want to come back, I really don't know how to return it. Yan Yanran laughed. Chen Shang laughed. Don't worry, I won't let you repay me with your body. I don't believe you, big brother scoundrel, you must be thinking the same thing. Lan Lan muttered. Is there anything wrong with your body now? Chen Shang asked seriously, he was not joking. I'm fully recovered. I never thought that I would be able to eat this relived Dan in my lifetime. Not only will it help me heal my injuries, it will also bring me great benefits from cultivation. Thank you, Yan Yanran said sincerely. It's good that you're fine. In the future, don't try to be brave when you meet a guy like Wang Shengren. Right now, the most important thing is the great war between three realms. Chen Shang sighed. Yan Yanran and Lan Lan both nodded. Oh right, I just established a sect. This is a hidden sect and I need some people to join. I think you guys are more suited. And this must be kept a secret, and not let those old guys know. Chen Zhang's eyes lit up as he whispered. Without even thinking about it, Yan Yanran patted Chen Zhang's shoulders and laughed. No problem. It's definitely not bad to follow a rich person like you. Lan Lan laughed. Big brother scoundrel, so that means you're the boss now. Of course. At the very least, I need to provide you with some pills. If I'm not the boss, could it be that I'm going to provide you with some? Chen Shang smiled and rubbed Lan Lan's head. He really liked this naughty and cute girl, who was like a blue elf. Although she was much older than him, because she was young, and looked like a girl, Chen Shang treated her like his little sister. Alright, I'll join as well. Lan Lan nodded in agreement. Although they hadn't known each other for very long, they trusted each other very much. Furthermore, the forces they were in had already allied with each other. Brother scoundrel, what's the name of your sect? Lan Lan suddenly asked, as Yan Yanran was extremely curious about the matter. Although Lan Lan and Yan Yanran both had their own powers, they could still join Chen Zhang's hidden sects because they were friends with him. For example, Chen Shang could also be considered as a part of the Dan Fragrance Pure Land. This is called Dragon Subduing School. Chen Shang suddenly thought of one. So you're saying, in the future, you're developing to specifically kill dragons. This was a sect that was fighting against dragons. But I like it, it's domineering enough, Lan Lan said somewhat excitedly. Chen Shang laughed. You don't have to kill a dragon. The majority of dragon-subduing martial arts are created by a dragon, it only means that the dragon-slaying power of the dragon is in the martial arts, a dragon that can live a life of prosperity. And this is also true for dragon-subduing school. They have the power to fight against dragons. Chen Shang had already killed a dragon, and it was even a considerably strong boa dragon, so of course he had the money to take this name. On the other hand, he had already subdued the noble white dragon girl, Long Shuiyi. How many are there now? Yan Yanran caressed the hair on his forehead and asked casually. A naturally born seductive woman like Yan Yanran would always reveal a seductive attitude when she wasn't paying attention, but Chen Shang had stopped doing this long ago. We can be considered to have joined. There should be 3 of us. Chen Shang scratched the back of his head and laughed awkwardly. What? Lan Lan and Yan Yanran asked at the same time. Hee, Dragon Subduing School is a name that I have just picked. If there are more people in the future, you can consider yourselves elders. Chen Shang laughed. Chapter 685. Long ago, Chen Shang had the thought of establishing a strong and flourishing sect. With the resources he had, he believed that he would be able to fulfill this wish of his in the near future. Right now, there were not many years until the Great War between 3 realms would begin. He was also conflicted on whether he should increase his speed and train a group of elites to be used against the demons, or start after the Great War between 3 realms has passed. Chen Shang really hoped that he could have a fight with Wang Shengren, then he would have the chance to use the soul-absorbing devil spell on Wang Shengren and find out what the hell was going on between Wang Shengren and the person behind him. After the drawing of lots ended, Chen Zhang's opponent was actually the Fire Divine Palace's Tai Ming. The last time Chen Shang came to register, he and Tai Ming had already had conflicts of words, and Tai Ming himself also loathed Chen Shang greatly, because when others mentioned him at that time, other than his looks, they would always say that he was inferior to Chen Shang in other ways. Wang Shengren's opponent was Mo Dian, but what was unexpected was that after the drawing of lots ended, Mo Dian actually forfeited. Mo Dian and Wang Shengren had known each other from the start, but Wang Shengren had forfeited when he wanted to be in a better condition to participate in the finals. Furthermore, Wang Shengren did not want Mo Dian to display too many Devil Realm martial arts, and at the same time, he did not want Chen Shang to see too much of his strength. Now, Wang Shengren could truly watch the competition between Chen Shang and the other party. The Fire Divine Palace was a power above the Heaven Realm, and Tai Ming was also from above the Heaven Realm, so Wang Shengren had long heard of Tai Ming's name. He thought that Tai Ming's strength was on par with his. Chen Shang, your luck is bad. You actually drew me. Tai Ming laughed coldly. Leave Wang Shengren to me, haha eh. Chen Shang groaned, and thought, you reckless fool, no matter if I use fire or water, I will be able to beat him to death. Chen Shang, do what you said. Wang Shengren walked over and asked seriously. Chen Shang had previously promised Wang Shengren that as long as he was allowed to sign up, and Wang Shengren got first place, he would tell him the way to get to the sacred Dan realm. You can talk about it after you get first. Also, you have to watch over me a little, don't let me get killed. Chen Shang laughed and walked into the contest ring. There were many array formations on the contest ring in the center of the competition grounds. Because it was a showdown between 100 refining realms, in order to prevent the energy waves that would erupt during the competition from affecting their surroundings, a array formation was necessary. Ji Yu Dongchen was hiding in the distance and watching, when suddenly a handsome youth appeared beside him. I have watched this kid's martial arts competition many times, but I can't get tired of it. Fire Divine Palace might be in for it. Lian Yingxiao laughed. If the fire attribute innate chi is not strong, then he will definitely die in the hands of junior martial uncle. His water attribute martial arts are very strong. Ji Yu Dongchen also laughed. Lian Yingxiao suddenly lowered his voice and said, we've found it. Those children that were captured were brought to the tower in the middle of the Devil Subduing College, and their whereabouts were unknown. According to the information that I've obtained, a total of 30,000 children were captured during these past few days, all from remote areas of the various continents. And these are just the informants I bought, and there's something he doesn't know. Quote. What do they want these kids in their teens for? No matter what, we will never let them get away with it. Once the alliance enters the formal stage, we will definitely take down that fellow who is scheming behind the scenes. Ji Yu Dongchen clenched his fists and said angrily. Dan Fragrance Pure Land and the two women of Divine Weapons Heavenly Country shouldn't be crossing Nirvana Doom together, right? When they haven't yet reached the 8th stage of the Nirvana Tribulation, they are already very terrifying. If they have, what will happen then? Lian Yingxiao shook his head and sighed. It's such a pity, what a waste of cabbages. PFF'd, my senior uncle relied on his own abilities to make those two women fall in love with him. You must know that he definitely did not get those Relive Dan from Hua Shangyu, because he could not find those two women even after he returned from missing for more than a month. This Relive Dan might very well have been obtained by him. When Ji Yu Dongchen brought up this matter, he could not help but sigh. Oh, Relive Dan, he gave this kind of thing to the girl called Yan Yanren to eat yesterday. Lian Yingxiao drooped his head and said dejectedly, if I had something like the Relive Dan back then, Lu Munger would definitely have followed me. This guy truly has some abilities. Just as Tai Ming stepped onto the contest ring, the temperature of the entire competition ground suddenly rose, causing many people to be drenched in sweat, and the invisible heat was not released by Tai Ming, but by an old man who had just stepped into the competition grounds. Chen Shang stood on top of the contest ring, and he could clearly see a long-bearded old man wearing a fiery red robe. His upper body that was covered with muscles was bare, and he walked over step by step. His face that was filled with scars from swords and blades was extremely fearsome. This old man was very tall. He stood in the crowd, taller than the others by 4 heads. Even the strong man in the crowd compared to this old man was like a short, thin boy. This old guy is very strong. Su Meiyao said, Twin Fire Soul, of course it's strong, but he also doesn't know how to keep a low profile. Long Shui said in disdain. Han Lai, did you come to ruin everything? Man Futian suddenly appeared. As the principal of the Devil Subduing College, since the entire competition grounds was in such a harsh situation, he had to step in. Are all the little imps of mortal realm only at this level? You should know that as long as my blazing ambition is still dancing, the fierce hero flame will not extinguish, and I can't restrain it. The voice of the giant old man was also loud like thunder. Chen Shang had already guessed that this mysterious old man called Han Lai, who was sent by the upper echelons of the Heaven Realm to take over the Fire Divine Palace, was the new Hall Master of the Fire Divine Palace. This degree of heat is unbearable. Is this the level of your Devil Subduing College? After the Great War between 3 realms began, the demonic chi that exploded out from the demonic path was much stronger than the steam coming from an old guy like me. When that happens, wouldn't they be scared to the point of peeing? When Han Lai spoke, his thunderous voice could shake the ground and cause the eardrums to ring. Han Lai was only here to watch the competition, but he suddenly felt a bit of pressure. If he accidentally killed Tai Ming, with his personality there might be a fierce battle happening. Just when everyone was feeling extremely uncomfortable due to the heat, a wave of cold and refreshing feeling suddenly hit them, causing them to feel as if a field of snow had suddenly fallen on a desert that had been exposed to the sun for a long time. Sensing the cold qi, Chen Zhang's entire body shivered, because this was the cold qi released by the ice wind magic Kung Fu. The only person who could cultivate the ice wind magic Kung Fu to such an extent was Lu Meng'er. Chapter 686. Inside the fighting arena, the rankers who were more familiar with Lu Meng'er could tell that Lu Meng'er had passed the Nirvana tribulation. He was already at the peak of mortal realm. Lu Meng'er had come with 2 middle-aged beautiful women, and that was an elder of the divine weapon's heavenly country, so Hua Shangyu was not by her side. She was wearing a white dress and had a white veil over her face. She slowly walked to the side of Ji Yu Dongchen and Lian Yingxiao. The unbearable anger on Han Lai's body had already been suppressed. This also made him feel bad, but he was restrained by a woman just like that. Hua Shangyu hasn't transcended the heavenly tribulation, why hasn't this demon come? Chen Shang was a little worried about this coquettish servant. She is an alchemist, her nirvana doom is harder to deal with than ordinary people, you will know when the time comes. Su Meiyao said. What? It seems like alchemist is not that easy to mess with. Chen Zhang's heart slightly shrank. From the rumors, he knew that the Nirvana Doom was extremely terrifying, it was the nightmare of all the warriors in Nirvana stage. Chen Shang looked at Man Futian and asked, Principal, it's inevitable that we will miss the competition, if something goes wrong, we will destroy the opponent. Man Futian said, Don't worry, we will not allow anyone to take revenge here. Even if someone really wanted to kill Chen Shang, Wang Shengren had to protect Chen Shang because he knew the whereabouts of the sacred Dan realm. Fan Yakan was someone from the sacred Dan realm, Wang Shengren could be sure of this point, but Fan Yakan suddenly disappeared, and at that time, Chen Shang also disappeared too, so Wang Shengren believed what Chen Shang said, and he knew where Fan Yakan was. HMPH, don't worry and fight. It's none of your business who dies. I'm just here to see if the younger generation of Fire Divine Palace has made any progress. Han Lai's voice was like thunder, shaking the people around him until their blood was boiling. Chen Shang was overjoyed. If that was the case, he wouldn't have any worries. Tai Ming laughed coldly. You really think you can injure me? You'll know soon enough. Chen Shang looked at the old man below contest ring and said, When do you want to start? I think we're all ready. Quote. To be able to become an important figure in the Fire Divine Palace, their conditions were all very good, and most of them had Fire Soul S. Of course, these Fire Soul S were plundered from various different worlds. Chen Shang also knew that the Fire Divine Palace would either sell the Fire Soul to some rankers or give it to some rankers in exchange for resources and protection. Hence, over the years, the Fire Divine Palace had become more and more powerful, and there were more and more people who owned the Fire Soul. Tai Ming's body already emitted a fiery red mist, which coiled around his body. Anyone near the contest ring could also feel the scorching air. Begin. As his voice fell, the anger on Tai Ming's body suddenly turned purple, meaning that he possessed a purple fire soul. This could be considered one of the best, while earthly fire soul and netherworld fire soul were very few in number. The strength of the Fire Divine Palace was not only because they had more people with fire soul, but also because of their body, the Fire God method. The Fire God method had long been under Chen Zhang's control, so almost all the experts in the Fire Divine Palace cultivated this mystical technique. Chen Shang could tell with a single glance that Tai Ming was using the Fire God Storm, a martial skill that could release scorching hot winds. Just the beginning, countless purple-colored gales appeared above the contest ring, sweeping towards Chen Shang like a storm, releasing a hot gush of air, causing those near the contest ring to have no choice but to stay far away. This fellow's flame training is not bad. It can compress the flame into an astral chi and turn it into a sharp blade to attack. It's just that this is of no use to me. Chen Shang just stood there and activated his Taiji Dragon suppressed Kung Fu, allowing a transparent mist to form on the surface of his body, while the purple-colored aura that carried a scorching energy, upon contact with his body, seemed to have fallen into the ocean and disappeared without a trace. The originally incomparably berserk air was turned extremely gentle by Chen Zhang's Taiji Dragon suppressed Kung Fu, and then, it was absorbed into his body. He circulated the fire dantian and completely refined the flames that he sucked in. Tai Ming's first move was extremely stunning. Countless purple flames formed into a gale. Like countless purple sword lights, they formed a storm and swept towards Chen Shang, releasing a dazzling purple light. Even if there was an array formation on top of the contest ring, it still wouldn't be able to stop that kind of terrifying heat wave from leaking. However, what was most shocking was Chen Shang. After the powerful purple chi entered his body, it was like a stone sinking into the ocean. There was not even the slightest movement. Seeing Chen Zhang's relaxed expression, she did not seem to take him seriously at all. Tai Ming frowned. It was his first time encountering such a situation. Other than those experts whose strength exceeded his, there was no other possibility of such a situation happening. A purple flame ignited on top of one of Tai Ming's arms, and the image of a huge purple hammer suddenly appeared on his arm. After that, he rushed towards Chen Shang, and his arm turned into a purple flickering gigantic hammer. Since this guy's martial spirit is a hammer, it was Chen Zhang's first time seeing these people using their weapon as a weapon to release their martial spirits. The gigantic sledgehammer suddenly grew larger. Tai Ming didn't even get close to Chen Shang when the sledgehammer came crashing down, and its speed was extremely fast, but Chen Shang was still able to dodge it beautifully. Just as he dodged, the huge hammer came smashing down once again, which Chen Shang did not expect. He immediately threw out a punch and used devil subduing method, causing an explosive "pa" sound. Chen Shang never thought that the other arm of Tai Ming would also become a long and big purple hammer. The impact of the two hammers was extremely strong, shaking the entire martial arena. The two hammers were Tai Ming's arms, so he was able to control them with ease. Although the hammers were formed from his martial spirits, they were formed from a large amount of innate chi and were as hard as diamond. Just as Chen Shang blocked the hammer, the other hammer also swept over, its speed so fast that it turned into a purple arc of light in the air. Chen Shang raised his leg and used the power of 10th layer of devil suppressing power to produce 10 explosive sounds. The purple hammer that was flying towards him was immediately dispersed by the fierce kick. He really does have some skills. Chen Shang looked at the other huge hammer that was smashing down, and struck it with his palm. This is something formed from a martial spirit, so of course it's not easy to destroy. You have to understand that it's not that easy to cultivate a martial spirit, nor is it so easy to cultivate it to its peak. Su Meiyao said. The hammer that was kicked away by Tai Ming just now had recovered its form, and continued to strike at Chen Shang. Water vines. Chen Shang screamed in his heart, and water suddenly surged out from beneath Tai Ming's feet, and the water instantly turned into a water dragon, wrapped tightly around Tai Ming's body. Chapter 687. The water vines that Chen Shang had released were even more powerful than before. They were formed from the dense water attribute innate chi, which turned into water dragons that tightly coiled around Tai Ming. He punched and kicked, blocking the two hammers that were coming at him, then leapt into the air and landed behind Tai Ming. After Tai Ming was entangled by the water vines, the fire energy in his body had been greatly reduced and he was being attacked by the endless fire energy, which was slowly extinguishing the fire energy in his body. Despicable, Tai Ming roared. Even though he said that, he had no choice but to admit that Chen Zhang's technique was extremely powerful, especially that water attribute innate chi. It made him feel terrified. He had always thought that Chen Shang was only an alchemist who paid attention to fire, but never did he expect that the water attribute innate chi would be so powerful. Both of Chen Zhang's fists were covered with white mist, while contest ring was also trembling slightly. The appearance of the dragon power meant that Chen Shang was about to attack. The appearance of this power made many experts envious. This power was extremely strong, far surpassing the innate chi. Following the thunderous explosion, Chen Shang threw out a punch like lightning. The extremely strong penetrating power penetrated from Tai Ming's back to his heart and directly shattered his heart, causing him to be completely unable to resist as his body continued to be tightly entangled by the water dragons. The invasion of the restricted water energy made Tai Ming completely lose his ability to resist. He had no defense, and he would have at least lost half his life if he were to get punched by Chen Zhang's terrifying dragon power and devil subduing method. Chen Shang punched Tai Ming twice on his back consecutively, causing Tai Ming to cough out blood as he shouted. Everyone could clearly see Chen Zhang's fist strength surge out from Tai Ming's body through his back. Without any defense, even after taking 3 heavy punches, Tai Ming was still able to stand there and moan. Hee, you aren't completely used to the fire soul in your body yet, are you? This fire soul originally had a master, and will definitely not get used to your body for a while. Now that your body has suffered a heavy injury, this fire soul seems to be about to come out. Chen Shang sneered as he looked at Tai Ming's body that was emitting purple mist. Chen Shang had a better understanding of fire soul, and was able to see the reason behind it. Tai Ming's fire soul had indeed been drawn from someone else's body. What do you want? Tai Ming suddenly had a bad premonition. Chen Shang placed his palm on Tai Ming's back, but the other hand was frantically hitting Tai Ming, causing Tai Ming to let out one miserable scream after another. Tai Ming suddenly felt his own fire soul quickly leaving his body, causing him to be greatly shocked. He immediately confirmed that Chen Shang was in the middle of extracting his fire soul, and just as he was about to call out to Han Lai, Chen Shang punched him in the face, causing the bones and teeth on his face to instantly shatter. In order to prevent Tai Ming from speaking, Chen Shang continuously punched Tai Ming in the face. In everyone's eyes, it was just Tai Ming being entangled by water vines, while Chen Shang was using this chance to wildly ravage Tai Ming, but Chen Shang was extracting the fire soul from Tai Ming's body. If he were to sell it in the future at the Heaven Realm, he would definitely be able to get some good herbs. Now that he had the chance, Chen Shang would definitely not let it go, since the fire soul was something that the Fire Divine Palace snatched from other people. Chen Shang had his own mana, so he could wrap around the fire soul and keep it inside his dantian for now. This way, he wouldn't be fusing with the fire soul himself, and after the competition was over, he would take the fire soul out from his body and place it inside the container to keep it. In order to not let Fire Divine Palace know, Tai Ming was dead meat. This made Chen Shang extremely surprised. He did not expect Han Lai to be so cold and detached towards Tai Ming to such an extent, and this also made him even more daring. The process of drawing the fire soul would take some time, and Chen Shang could not just let Tai Ming die right now, or else the competition would be over. Therefore, he used an ingenious method, able to make Tai Ming let out a powerful howl continuously. Fire Divine Palace did not think that they would become their prey in the eyes of others, and that Chen Zhang's methods of extracting fire soul were much more profound than theirs. Bastard, you actually want to touch my woman, I can't disturb you anymore. Chen Shang used the soul-absorbing devil spell to search Tai Ming's memories, and unexpectedly discovered that Tai Ming had many ulterior motives. He even planned to capture Yun Xiaodao and the others to threaten him. Lu Meng'er frowned slightly. Can't this little guy keep a low profile? Fortunately that old fellow called Han Lai did not make a move. Quote. Ji Yu Dongchen also felt that Chen Shang was going overboard. He could just kill him, but he just continued to beat him up. What they did not know was that the purple fire soul that Chen Shang was prepared to obtain, could make many people give their lives to snatch it. Done, let's go, Chen Shang chuckled. Both palms landed on Tai Ming's body, and the devil subduing method, dragon power and heaven blasting palm fused together, forming a terrifying berserk energy. The incomparably strong pressure grinded Tai Ming's body into powder, and dispersed him into the fighting arena. It's done. Originally, they thought that Chen Shang wanted to punish Tai Ming, but in the end, they still killed him. Wang Shengren's face darkened. He did not expect the competition to end so quickly, and from beginning to end, it had been Chen Shang who held the upper hand. Tai Ming had only been beaten up, but at least Tai Ming had come down from the top of the heaven realm, yet he was still in such a terrible situation. This gave Wang Shoren a lot of pressure, because the afternoon match would be between him and Chen Shang. Han Lai's reaction was extremely surprising. After Tai Ming died, he only sneered. I knew this kind of brat doesn't have much ability. With that said, Han Lai took a big step and walked out of the competition grounds. After he was done, Chen Shang looked at Ji Yu Dongchen, and then anxiously left the competition grounds, flying straight for Ji Yu Dongchen's house. Since Ji Yu Dongchen wanted to protect him, he naturally had to follow along. Let's continue talking about the alliance when we get back. Why is Junior Marshal Uncle running so fast? Ji Yu Dongchen threw down his words and chased after her. Lu Meng'er and Lian Yingxiao were still there. They could only hear Lian Yingxiao asking in a low voice, Miss Lu, you really and that brat eh? Really? Lu Meng'er responded indifferently, then floated to chase after him. Chen Shang hid in the secret room with a transparent pearl in his hand. It was empty inside and his entire arm was emitting a purple mist. My god, if I didn't have the heaven fire soul, I wouldn't have been able to suppress the fire soul inside my body and then let it out. What Chen Shang was doing right now had already exceeded the knowledge of many old fellows. Even Long Shuiyi and Bai Yuyu were extremely surprised. Chapter 688. The crystal ball in Chen Zhang's hand quickly turned purple, and burst with a burst of dazzling purple light. He had already completely obtained the fire soul. Sister Meiyao, if you don't have a better fire soul in the future, this will be yours. Chen Shang laughed. Su Meiyao had fantasized about fusing with the purple fire soul a long time ago, but he never thought that this purple-colored fire soul would be so worthless in Chen Zhang's eyes. Chen Shang also had the corpses of 2 fire divine palace elders, and the fire soul inside. Although it was a green-colored fire soul, it could still be used by others. Moreover, many people in the Fire Divine Palace had Fire Souls, so as long as he found the opportunity, he would definitely hunt down the people of Fire Divine Palace. At that time, he would have a basket full of Fire Souls. I still have a Leihan fruit, hee. Chen Shang could already see the wealth he would have in the future, and would definitely be able to cause the heaven and earth to tremble. When Chen Shang came up, the hall was already filled with many old fellows, who were discussing about the alliance. With the participation of the Divine Weapons Heavenly Country, many powers were more at ease. Scoundrel, where should we build our sect? Seeing Chen Shang coming into the courtyard, Lan Lan anxiously ran over. Yan Yanran smiled charmingly. Boss, what kind of position do I have in the sect in the future? Chen Shang made a hush gesture, keep a low profile. We are an underground force, so we don't have a fixed place. As for the specific position, we'll talk about it when the time comes. Chen Shang said in a low voice. In the future, when we're talking about this sort of thing, we can't stay in this kind of place. Lan Lan stuck out his tongue. Got it. If possible, you must help me rope in some talented people. You must definitely trust them. Chen Shang said. No problem, I'm the best at it. When I was in Beast Martial School, I was in charge of assassinations, so if you want to find someone you can trust to keep your mouth shut, leave it to me. Yan Yanran laughed. At that time, Xiao Chou, Xiao Dao and the others would also join. I have told them about this a long time ago, but they have been delayed by too many things. Chen Shang said. Is that the brat from Great Strength race? Lan Lan's eyes flashed. I really want to catch this little fellow who knows how to act more inexperienced than me. Chen Shang laughed. He isn't a little brat anymore, but you can go and hit his bald head in the future, ha ha. After the group of rankers in the hall finished talking, they saw Chen Shang chatting happily with Yan Yanran and Yan Yanran in the courtyard. They could not help but cough dryly. Lan Lan and Yan Yanran followed the representatives of their powers and left. After the others left, Lu Munger flew over with a face full of jealousy. Scoundrel, your claws are getting longer and longer. They're reaching far enough. The Empress's aura from before disappeared without a trace and turned into a gentle and seductive woman who was jealous. Let's go in first. Chen Shang pulled Lu Munger's jade hand, and pulled her into the room. Once the door closed, Chen Shang impatiently gagged. Although Lu Munger had a lot of things to say, she was the same as Chen Shang right now, and yearned for the kind of feeling where her tongue was entwined. 2 soft tongues crazily twined as the 2 frantically sucked at each other's saliva. The charming beauty would occasionally let out an intoxicating moan. Chen Shang pressed Lu Munger onto the bed. Below his chest was a pair of soft and rich big rabbits, and Chen Shang only let his chest gently rub against hers. Lu Munger's cheeks were red, her eyes were blurry, and indescribably flirtatious. This made Chen Shang unable to help himself from kissing her cherry lips once again. Elder sister Menge'er, I missed you so much. Chen Shang hugged Lu Munger tightly. Little scoundrel, I think you're thinking of something else. Lu Munger scoffed. I heard that you fed a relive Dan to the girl called Yan Yanran. Chen Shang stroked her smooth earlobes and laughed. This vinegar pool has turned over, ha ha. HMPH, don't laugh. Lu Munger placed her fist on Chen Zhang's chest. Honestly, are you going to keep her? Chen Shang continued to smile as he spoke. I also gave Zhu Rong a piece of relive Dan. Then, according to your thoughts, Zhu Rong and I. Lu Munger also laughed. Little scoundrel, why do you have so many relive Dan? Shangyu, this demoness, if you are with me, there is no way I can help you refine it. I won't tell you the secret. Chen Shang said mysteriously. Lu Munger did not say anything to her, but he had his reasons. Chen Shang had many secrets, and they were all very important matters. Even if Lu Munger was curious, he would not pursue the matter. Have you passed the 8th Nirvana tribulation? Chen Shang asked. He wanted to confirm about this matter. If it weren't for you, then I wouldn't have been able to go so smoothly. No wonder Fei Shangyu was willing to be your maid. Lu Munger sat up, and started to tidy up his clothes. At this time, Chen Shang took out some of the clothes he bought in the sacred Dan realm, and handed them over to Lu Meng'er, then laughed sinisterly. I bought these for you, let me see them again. You want to watch me change my clothes? No way. Lu Meng'er saw the colorful beautiful clothes, and immediately snatched them and kept them in his storage ring. That's right, where is that little girl Shangyu? Chen Shang had a batch of ingredients in his hands, and he wanted to give them to Hua Shangyu so that she could turn these ingredients into pills. She's still in closed-door cultivation. She's from alchemist, and her nirvana doom is harder than ordinary people's, but don't worry, I have a lot of pills left over from my tribulation. I gave them all to her. Lu Meng'er laughed. No matter what, she is my servant. Chen Shang also took out a few materials he bought from the sacred Dan realm. These were all very precious, and some of the heaven realms even had them, but they weren't worth much in the sacred Dan realm, so Lu Meng'er was pleasantly surprised. This is my death-haunting arrow, help me improve it or refine it from scratch. Chen Shang gave this assassination weapon to Lu Meng'er. With death-haunting arrow only being able to kill extreme realm, it was already not suitable for him to use. No problem, I just passed through Nirvana Doom anyways, so I have plenty of time. I'll help you improve it. Lu Meng'er played with it for a while, before putting it away. Elder Sister Meng'er, how are your cultivation progress? Have you been staying in the time formation all this time? Chen Shang chuckled. You've been thinking of me since the beginning, hee hee. Lu Meng'er spat out. Her jade foot kicked towards Chen Shang, but was caught by Chen Shang, but her jade-like leg suddenly emitted a gold light. Within the gold light many patterns appeared, and they entered a formation. So powerful. Chen Shang sensed the power released by the array and cried out. Lu Meng'er pulled back her feet and laughed. It is indeed very powerful, but very difficult to learn. Fortunately we have the Taiji magic Kung Fu, otherwise, neither the two of us would know when we will be able to learn it. Chapter 689. Previously, when he fought with Wang Shengren, he had seen that devil-suppressing fist. It was indeed very strong, especially when used against demons. Just as Lu Meng'er finished arranging her clothes, Chen Shang took her in his arms. Ji Yu Dongchen gave me a copy of Devil Subduing Method. This is much easier to learn than the one you gave me, I have to go back and distribute it to the core disciples. Okay. Lu Meng'er leaned into Chen Zhang's embrace, and reached her jade hands into Chen Zhang's clothes, and pinched Chen Zhang's chest. That was written by my master. Before long, the devil-suppressing fist and the devil-suppressing chi array will come out as well. This way, he can suppress the power of the devil-subduing college. Chen Shang chuckled, and kissed Lu Meng'er affectionately for a while before letting her go. Looks like I have to learn the devil-suppressing fist and the devil-suppressing chi array as soon as possible. As Chen Shang recalled the profound and obscure mental cultivation methods from the two doors, he couldn't help but have a headache. Even if this were to spread out, I'm afraid very few people would be able to learn it. My understanding is extremely taxing. Chen Shang shook his head and left the house, walking towards the martial arena. This was the last battle, and it was extremely important for Chen Shang, because he wanted to hear the plot of the Devil Subduing College from Wang Shengren. This was a very rare opportunity, and after he wins, could the White Dragon Blood Dan still be able to help the white-haired beauty, Leng Yulan, awaken the White Dragon vein in her body? To Wang Shengren, it was equally important, because not only did he have to establish his might, he also had to find out about the sacred Dan realm from Chen Shang, so when the time came, they would all give it their all. Wang Shengren had arrived earlier than Chen Shang. If it was before, he might not have put Chen Shang in his eyes, but he had fought with Chen Shang before, so after seeing him fight in front of his own eyes, he had a new understanding of Chen Zhang's strength. The White Dragon Blood Dan is on you. Chen Shang walked onto the contest ring and asked with a smile. He was more concerned about this, he was worried that Wang Shengren might die accidentally, and the White Dragon Blood Dan could not be obtained from his body. I've submitted all the seats to the dean. Wang Shengren coldly said. When Chen Shang asked this, he was undoubtedly telling him that he would not hold anything back. Wang Shengren also had scruples. What about you? If I accidentally kill you, eh? Chen Shang laughed. If I die, Fan Yakan will come find you. Don't worry about that. Wang Shengren had always half believed and half doubted Chen Shang, but he had no choice but to trust Chen Shang, because this was the only way he could go to the sacred Dan realm. I heard that the sacred Dan realm is not small, you seem to be very confident that you can find what you want once you get there. Chen Shang could tell that Wang Shengren seemed to be very confident. You don't need to worry about that. When the time comes, you will know whether or not I am worthy to be the son of God. Wang Shengren clenched his fists tightly, his voice carrying a haughty aura, his entire body releasing a unique aura, looking rather impressive. Even if Wang Shengren could find it, he wouldn't be able to fuse it. This was because the poison in the devil-suppressing blood was so poisonous that even a powerful immortal like Duhai would die from fear. This guy definitely has a way to find the devil-suppressing blood. When you search through his memories, you have to be more thorough. Bai Yu warned her. Many rankers also hid among them. The godchild was an extremely important figure in the devil-subduing college. They wanted to see if Chen Shang would be able to kill the godchild. Han Lai did not come. He did not seem to be too concerned about the outcome of this battle, and Lu Menger was also in a rush to return. She was not worried at all about Chen Zhang's strength, because she knew very well how strong he was. He would not be killed even if he lost. Ji Yu Dongchen was worried that the old guy from the devil-subduing college would take care of Chen Shang after he killed him, so he invited a group of warriors who were on good terms with him to come here as a precaution. Chen Shang, if you admit defeat now, and serve me in the future, I can let go of my past hatred and gift you the white dragon blood Dan as well. Wang Shengren said, his body emitted a layer of hazy golden light. This was the devil-suppressing qi. And in front of Wang Shengren's chest, an octagonal array formed from golden silk appeared. This was the devil-suppressing qi array that he had released. It could be used for defense. Wang Shengren was displaying his own strength. He was telling Chen Shang that he had already completely mastered the demon-subduing fist, but didn't think that it was anything impressive at all. As long as Chen Shang had some time, he would be able to master the demon-suppressing technique much better than this Wang Shengren. After all, he had already learned the devil-suppressing Kung Fu and merged with the devil-suppressing blood. You want me to serve you? It's impossible. Just give up on that thought of yours. Chen Shang said lightly. Then don't regret it. Wang Shengren's body trembled. The golden light around his body became even more glaring, as though he was a god, releasing an extremely oppressive aura, making people want to kneel down and worship him. The finals begin. Following the powerful shout of an old man, Wang Shengren threw a punch into the air. After the punch was thrown, it brought along countless of golden fist images as it flew towards Chen Shang. What made Chen Shang feel threatened was that in front of these countless fist shadows, there was a huge golden qi formation. Devil-suppressing fist and devil-suppressing qi array. Although Chen Shang didn't learn it, he could see it clearly. But this couldn't scare him away. That's nothing to be proud of. Chen Shang sneered, his fists tensed up, veins popping out. A burst of purple lightning flashed out from his fists, while dazzling purple electric snakes shot out in all directions. The terrifying thunder power struck the array formation above the contest ring, making ZZ sounds, and would even release purple light. Chen Shang possessed the thunder soul, so his thunder power was extremely terrifying. As the countless golden fists pushed the devil-suppressing qi array over, the purple lightning on Chen Zhang's fist became even more violent, as though it could pierce through the array above the contest ring and kill everyone present. Tyrant Dragon Fist. Chen Shang punched out, and countless purple electric snakes gathered together on his fist, forming a dragon head that flickered with purple lightning. The thunder power became even more berserk, and the dragon head roared, dragging along a wave of terrifying lightning that struck onto the devil-suppressing qi array like lightning. Chen Shang did not use the dragon power, nor did he use it. He only used the thunder power to fight with Wang Shengren, which made many people think that Chen Shang did not use his full strength because he was mocking Wang Shengren. Originally, Wang Shengren wanted to experience Chen Zhang's strongest strength, but now that Chen Shang was only using the thunder power, he suddenly felt humiliated. However, when that violent purple lightning dragon charged towards them with lightning speed, everyone dared to believe it. Because the berserk thunder power had completely destroyed both Wang Shengren's devil-suppressing fist and devil-suppressing qi array, and its aura was not reduced at all, as it angrily rushed towards Wang Shengren. Chapter 690. Wang Shengren never thought that the thunder power Chen Shang released at this moment would actually be so terrifying. The kind of berserk energy that was filled with destruction was comparable to that of the dragon power. His arms shook, crossing them over his chest, and a circular golden sculpture-like array formation suddenly appeared, slowly revolving. It was filled with profound spirit grain, and this was another devil-suppressing qi array, and it was extremely big, like a gigantic golden shield that blocked in front of Wang Shengren. As Wang Shengren poured in a large amount of devil-suppressing qi, the devil-suppressing qi array released an even more intense golden light, making it look extremely sacred. Chen Shang was attracted by the strangeness of the devil-suppressing chi array. He never thought that after using it, it would actually look like a real thing. The Fury Dragon, whose entire body was covered in purple lightning, crashed into the golden array shield, but Wang Shengren stood there motionlessly, showing how powerful his defense was. The force behind Chen Zhang's Tyrant Dragon fist had also disappeared, and just as Wang Shengren heaved a sigh of relief, he saw the stage being enveloped by the purple light again, and purple lightning once again appearing on Chen Zhang's fist. And this time, it was even 2 fists. Let's see how long you can last. Chen Shang laughed out loud, both fists punching out at the same time, and in an instant, 2 purple lightning Tyrannosaurus dragons that were even larger than before, whose aura overflowed to the skies as they flew out from Chen Zhang's fists. The entire martial arena echoed with the roars of the 2 violent lightning dragons. Their roars shook everyone to the point that they were on the verge of collapse. Other than the majestic dragon roars in their ears, there was no other sound. At this time, the contest ring was like a surging ocean, and the reason why the ocean was surging and churning was because of these 2 dragons. Right now, Wang Shengren felt that he was standing on a small boat. The 2 purple lightning dragon clashed with the suddenly enlarged golden shield at the same time. This time, Wang Shengren was pushed back a little, and the power of the devil-suppressing chi array also weakened a lot. It's not over yet. Chen Shang waved his fists around like crazy. It was so fast that people could feel that he had dozens of arms. The most shocking thing was that each of his punches released a purple lightning Tyrannosaurus dragon with a monstrous aura. Tyrant Dragon Fist was a very berserk martial art within the Azure Dragon Divine technique. It could only be used when the thunder power had reached a certain level. Dozens of purple electric Tyrannosaurus dragons shot out their fists, shooting waves of purple light that blotted the sky and covered the ground as they charged towards Wang Shengren again. This extremely violent lightning energy had already made many practitioners of thunder power feel inferior. Even the Nirvana stage warriors were shocked. They had guessed that Chen Shang must have Thunder Soul S, otherwise, with his current strength, it would be impossible for him to reach such a terrifying realm. You want me to use the dragon power on you? You are not worthy. I can use the thunder power to kill you. Quote. Chen Shang laughed loudly. The sleeves above his arms had already been shattered by the wild lightning that shot out crazily, but his fists were still clashing through the air continuously. Countless purple lightning Tyrannosaurus dragons were attacking Wang Shengren's golden shield unceasingly. Wang Shengren felt extremely humiliated. Previously, when Chen Shang was fighting with Tai Ming, Chen Shang had used the dragon power, but he did not. Don't be arrogant. The consequences of underestimating me are very serious. Wang Shengren suddenly roared. An extremely tall golden statue of a person suddenly appeared behind him. The face of the statue did not seem to be seen, but it made people feel as if they were looking up at a god. Devil Suppressing Fist. The golden statue on Wang Shengren's back suddenly waved its huge arm, and punched at Chen Shang. Just as Chen Shang wanted to dodge, the fist that was so fast that surprisingly would land on his body, in that moment, he felt as if his body was suddenly struck by countless of fists. Even though he had devil-suppressing golden body and profound WU diamond armor, he still felt his body aching. Seeing that Chen Shang was beaten to the point of spitting blood, Wang Shengren laughed arrogantly. You're so arrogant. As Wang Shengren moved, the tall golden illusionary figure behind him followed him as well. Whatever Wang Shengren did, the tall golden illusionary figure would look exactly the same as what he did. The golden simulacrum was extremely tall, about 10 meters tall, like a giant. Following Wang Shengren's attack, the golden simulacrum kept hitting Chen Shang. The huge fists were actually formed from countless small fists. This was the higher level devil suppressing fist. This made Chen Shang extremely excited. If he also mastered it, it would be even more powerful. Let's see how long you can last. Such a powerful move didn't work on you in the beginning. You must have consumed a lot of your energy, right? Chen Shang wiped the blood off the corner of his mouth and laughed lightly. Enough to defeat you. Wang Shengren was surprised, because he did not dodge the devil-suppressing fist formed by the golden image, but stood there with his fists clenched. You're asking for trouble. The giant golden fist came crashing down from above like a meteor with golden flames burning in it. Everyone suddenly shouted out, because Chen Shang did not have any protection outside of his body, making them think that he did not have any strength to resist. After that fist ruthlessly smashed down, Chen Shang spat out a mouthful of blood, but his feet did not move even half a step, and his waist was still as straight as a mountain. Impossible. Wang Shengren could not believe it. With a roar, the gigantic golden illusionary figure smashed down with all of his might, and with every punch, the ground would shake, many people jumping up and down from the impact. Although Chen Shang was beaten to the point of vomiting blood, he still unbelievably stood there, not moving half a step. Wang Shengren gasped for breath. He had consumed a lot of energy. He did not remember how many fists he had thrown, but no matter how he punched, Chen Shang would always be able to stand there. Chen Zhang's body had already reached a level above average, and he also had a Yulong blood. Even though his body was injured, his recovery speed was extremely fast, so after finding a round of fierce attacks, he was only slightly injured. "I'll kill you." A golden Qilin image suddenly appeared on Wang Shengren's body. This guy is going to use his martial spirit. He looks very powerful, don't let him use it. It seems like he wants to die together with us, hurry up and control him. Long Shui shouted. Chen Zhang's hands anxiously used the dense genuine qi of 5 elements in his body to turn the innate qi into dragon power, and then used the energy circulation method in the Taiji dragon suppressed Kung Fu. Pushing his palms forward, his arms trembled, and the veins on his arms suddenly swelled up, a white mist gushing out from his hands. The white mist began to churn, forming a white dragon head that looked as if it had been carved out of platinum. Dragon subduing origin energy. Ji Yu Dongchen shouted in shock, and those who had sparred with Huang Jintian before all exclaimed in shock. Their memories of this move were still fresh in their minds. Chapter 691. Wang Shengren wanted to release his martial spirit, which was one of the warrior's strongest moves. However, as an earth-shaking dragon's roar came out, a platinum-carved white dragon flew towards Wang Shengren with its claws bared and teeth bared. This was the move that Chen Shang used the most of his power, the dragon subduing essence. It was the stronger move from the Taiji dragon suppressed Kung Fu. The lifelike white dragon smashed towards Wang Shengren, and all of them entered Wang Shengren's body. Wang Shengren, who was about to release his martial spirit, released a burst of crackling sounds, his clothes were torn to shreds, blood flowing out of his body, and he released a deep dragon's roar. After the strong dragon power poured into Wang Shengren's body, it exploded inside his body. Chen Shang immediately rushed over and grabbed Wang Shengren's neck. At the same time that he searched through Wang Shengren's memories, another hand smashed into Wang Shengren's body crazily, just like how he used to deal with Tai Ming. What is this? This guy actually has such a powerful consciousness. No wonder he can release some power that can affect one's mind. Chen Shang exclaimed in his heart. When he searched through Wang Shengren's memories, he sent out a ball of golden energy. Through Wang Shengren's memories, he found out that it was actually an incomplete divine soul. This is the demon-suppressing God soul. He can use this demon-suppressing God soul to sense the treasures left behind by the devil-suppressing heavenly Venerable. No wonder he has the confidence to find the devil-suppressing blood in the sacred Dan realm. Chen Shang was extremely shocked. Devour his soul, and then destroy his sea of consciousness. Bai Yu said. Chen Shang, what are you doing? Why would your spirit appear in my sea of consciousness? Chen Shang suddenly heard Wang Shengren's weak voice. Hee, your devil-suppressing divine palace is letting me off too easily. Chen Shang replied with his divine sense. You want to devour my soul? How did you do it, you? Chen Shang unleashed the soul-absorbing devil spell, quickly pulling over the devil-suppressing divine palace in Wang Shengren's sea of consciousness and merging it into his own soul. At the same time, he searched through Wang Shengren's memories, searching for the thing he wanted to know. I found it. There really is a conspiracy. So that's how it is. After the broken devil-suppressing divine palace obtained it, Chen Shang ruthlessly struck a palm at Wang Shengren's head. He muttered, I shall just spare your life, and let you live a life worse than death. All of the meridians in Wang Shengren's body had been broken, and his soul sea of consciousness had been destroyed by Chen Shang. Chen Shang had obtained a lot of shocking information from Wang Shengren, and the incomplete demon god-suppressing soul was also slowly merging with his original divine soul. After it completely merged, his soul would become even stronger. Wang Shengren had been kicked off contest ring by Chen Shang, and this almighty son of God had now become completely crippled. This made many of the devil-subduing college's students present sob endlessly. They had thought that the very powerful godchild had actually fallen like this. Previously, this godchild had bragged about how he would become a god in the future, but now had been completely destroyed by Chen Shang. A few elders from the devil-subduing college immediately ran over to help Wang Shengren up. They looked at him angrily and were ready to attack too. Although Chen Shang did not kill him, Wang Shengren was now in a better position than death, and the future pillar of support for the devil-subduing college was turned into a pile of mud by Chen Shang. Where's the white dragon blood Dan? Chen Shang looked at Man Futian who was below the stage. Man Futian did not really hate Chen Shang, he had long known that Wang Shengren had concealed some heartless act from him. He threw a jade box to Chen Shang and when Chen Shang opened it, he saw a walnut-sized white pill lying inside with some red and white liquid flowing from it. It's true. After Long Shui confirmed it, Chen Shang kept it and walked over to Ji Yudongchen. His expression was extremely solemn, because he knew of the conspiracy between Wang Shengren and the person behind the scenes. Return to Super Martial School. Not only did Chen Shang not feel happy about winning, he had a serious look on his face and he knew that there was definitely a reason behind it. Just as Ji Yudongchen was bringing Chen Shang out of the martial arena, a burst of golden clouds suddenly floated over from the sky. A voice that carried an incomparable rage was heard. Chen Shang, what did you do to Wang Shengren? If you had only destroyed his body, that would have been fine, but you had also wasted his sea of consciousness and crippled his soul. Quote, Wang Shengren's master is called Tai Hong, he was very strong, and was originally a powerful immortal. However, he made a mistake in the devil-suppressing divine palace and clashed with the higher-ups of the devil-suppressing divine palace, causing his strength to decline after being heavily injured, which is why he was able to come to the mortal martial realm. Chen Shang used his divine sense to tell Ji Yudongchen. Ji Yudongchen frowned, although he believed what Chen Shang said, he was suspicious of how Chen Shang suddenly knew. Whatever I want to do, so be it. In any case, whatever happens during the competition, so it's already benevolent of me to spare his life. Chen Shang answered loudly, not at all afraid of this man. When he was at Sacred Dan Realm, he had already slaughtered powerful immortals and dragons. Ji Yudongchen looked at the golden cloud in the sky and sneered, what kind of man are you afraid of? Come out if you have the guts. The golden cloud in the sky suddenly dispersed, and the voice did not appear again. Chen Shang glanced at the approaching Zuo Junshuan, Elder Zuo, the devil-subduing college is no longer controlled by the people from the devil-suppressing divine palace. The one behind the scenes is Tai Hong, he has been expelled by the devil-suppressing divine palace. I got it, Zuo Junshuan replied and left quickly. Ji Yudongchen also brought Chen Shang into the transmission array and returned to Super Martial School. Super Martial Profound Realm, Ji Yudongchen's residence, secret room. Junior Martial Uncle, how did you know about Tai Hong? Ji Yudongchen said. When I was sparring with Wang Shengren, I was forced to ask about it. Of course, he used his consciousness to send me a sound transmission. Chen Shang sighed, Wang Shengren and Tai Hong both have divine souls, but those divine souls are already incomplete. They were stolen from the devil-suppressing divine palace. Soul, Ji Yudongchen had obviously heard of this before, so he quickly thought of something. What do you mean? They captured so many youths just to extract their souls and train them in them so that their damaged souls can become complete. Ji Yudongchen said with an angry face, I must catch this guy. Chen Shang nodded his head. That's right, when they were transferring down, Tai Hong sneaked in, and used some of the resources that he had to buy off the elders of the devil-subduing college. He hid inside the devil-subduing college, controlled Man Futian, and did not let Man Futian contact the devil-suppressing divine palace. Chapter 692. The person controlling the devil-subduing college right now was actually someone who had become enemies with the devil-suppressing divine palace. This kind of person was definitely not some good stuff, which made Ji Yudongchen feel that it was very troublesome to deal with. Then why is Tai Hong colluding with the demon realm? Ji Yudongchen asked. This was also what he was most worried about, did they grasp a method to bring the people from the demon realm over? They colluded with the demon world because they wanted to use the demon tunnel to head to the demon world when Great War between three realms first started. That's because there's something they want there. Chen Shang thought back to those memories. The devil-suppressing heavenly Venerable had traveled through many worlds, and had actually visited both the demon and demon realms. Furthermore, he had ignored the laws of any world and used his immortal strength to travel to some ordinary worlds. And Tai Hong knew that the devil-suppressing heavenly Venerable had left some things behind in the demon world, which was why he had planned to head towards that demon realm. Tai Hong stole a lot of powerful things from the devil-suppressing divine palace, such as the forbidden transmission array of the past, which is a type of transmission array that can be used to enter the demon and devil realms, but needs a lot of energy to open it. In order to make it easier for Tai Hong to open a passage, he used the forbidden technique of teleportation to contact the people of the demon world. He had the demon world set up a transmission array there, and then teleported some people here, which required a very large amount of energy to open the transmission array, so they could only teleport 2 to 3 people every time. What shocked Chen Shang the most was the devil-suppressing Heavenly Venerable's divine soul. It was because both Wang Shengren and Tai Hong both had a remnant soul. According to Wang Shengren's memories, the incomplete divine soul in the devil-suppressing Heavenly Venerable was always placed inside the devil-suppressing divine palace, and when Wang Shengren was born, the remnant soul had already broken through the layers of obstructions and merged with Wang Shengren. Thus, Wang Shengren was treated as a divine child by some people in the devil-suppressing divine palace. Then, when Tai Hong took him in as his disciple, Tai Hong told Wang Shengren that his soul was only a remnant, and only after obtaining the complete soul could he be considered to be cultivating the divine way. He then used Wang Shengren himself to successfully swindle the incomplete soul left behind by the elders of the devil-suppressing divine palace. Tai Hong did not give up. He used his position as the master of the God's Son to steal many things in the devil-suppressing divine palace. In the end, he was caught, clashed, and escaped with heavy injuries. Wang Shengren and Tai Hong did not know why the broken soul of the devil-suppressing Heavenly Venerable was in the devil-suppressing divine palace, but they knew where the devil-suppressing blood and some other things that the devil-suppressing Heavenly Venerable left behind were. However, to travel across a world was extremely difficult. Although they knew it, they could not obtain it. That forbidden transmission array has succeeded twice, and they will be teleporting for the 3rd time very soon. At that time, they will teleport a batch of powerful devil cultivator over, and their strength will increase even more. Chen Shang had not only absorbed Wang Shengren's memories, he had also mastered the devil-suppressing Kung Fus that Wang Shengren was training in. However, Wang Shengren had only learned a little of those devil-suppressing Kung Fus. This was the power of the soul-absorbing devil spell. Ji Yu Dongchen slammed the table. This bastard, he actually wants to sell the entire mortal martial realm to the demon realm. Don't even think about it, we must definitely eliminate this Tai Hong, even if it means killing off the entire devil-subduing college, we must stop them. Chen Shang said, hurry up and gather the experts of the alliance and discuss this matter properly. Tai Hong should already know about this matter, and I think that he will soon activate the transmission array and teleport a batch of devil cultivator over to stabilize his strength to prevent himself from being destroyed by you. Ji Yu Dongchen nodded his head, then left hurriedly. He did not expect that when the great war between 3 realms was about to begin, the biggest problem was not the lack of unity, but the fact that someone was leading the way for the wolf, for which he had to be ruthless. Chen Shang returned to the Super Dan Imperial College and hid in the secret room to try to learn the devil-suppressing Kung Fu. Right now, he no longer had to work hard to learn the first part of the devil-suppressing Qi array and the devil-suppressing Qi array, it was also the hardest part. What did the devil-suppressing Heavenly Venerable leave behind in that demon realm? Su Meiyao was extremely curious. All the things that the devil-suppressing Heavenly Venerable left behind were definitely not bad. I don't know, Wang Shengren just knew that there was an underground palace there. Long ago, in order to create some martial arts against demons, devil-suppressing Heavenly Venerable conducted experiments there. And he stayed there for a long time, so there should be a lot of good stuff left behind. Chen Shang said as he activated the devil-suppressing Qi, and then used his mind to control a few devil-suppressing Qis, condensing them into energy threads, which then formed into a small array. It appeared in front of his fist and slowly rotated around it. That Wang Shengren had only learned the 2nd level of devil-suppressing fist, but it was already very rare. If it was an ordinary person, it would be very difficult to learn the 1st level. Chen Shang reckoned that if he did not fuse with Wang Shengren's knowledge and experience on the divine arts, he would need more than half a year to be able to master the first 2 parts of the demonic arts well. The great formation of the devil-subduing college came from the heaven realm, and was made using a large-scale array inside the devil-suppressing Qi array, and the devil-subduing college also used a large number of spar as the energy source of the array. It seems like even if a lot of experts gather their power, it will still be difficult to break through, so it's no wonder that Tai Hong is so confident. Chen Shang left the secret room and went into the courtyard, walking back and forth, thinking of ways to give Tai Hong a fatal blow, but Tai Hong had a very strong power now. The majority of the elders in the devil-subduing college were all from the heaven realm. You should first integrate with the incomplete soul of the devil-suppressing Heavenly Venerable. Once your soul becomes a little stronger, you can enter the devil-subduing college. Long Shui yawned. Although the devil-suppressing Heavenly Venerable's soul is incomplete, after you fuse with it, you will definitely improve by a lot. Inside Chen Zhang's mind, the devil-suppressing heavenly Venerable's incomplete God soul was slowly fusing with his own God soul, but to completely fuse it would take a very long time. If he were to focus on training the 9-turn dragon God mantra, it would be much faster. Chen Shang immediately ran into the secret room to start his cultivation. A few days later, another method to learn devil-subduing method was passed down in mortal martial realm. It was a very simple and easy version, but it only had the first 3 levels. Although it was only the 3rd floor, it was still able to increase one's strength by a lot. This caused the entire mortal martial realm to boil, especially those warriors who could not enter the devil-subduing college to cultivate. All of these decisions were made after and the others discussed and discussed. The devil-subduing method was released by them because they wanted to make sure that the people who were running towards the devil-subduing college with their lives on the line would turn back and be able to suppress the growth of the devil-subduing college. Chapter 693. If not, they would be expelled. This was a decision made by the Alliance. If they did not do this, then when they start fighting in the future, there was a high chance that they would be ambushed and attacked by their own people. Many people were attracted by the devil-subduing college's demonic techniques. In order to let these people know how to resist such enticement, Ji Dongchen sent more people to spread the news, saying that he would be able to learn the devil-suppressing fist, the devil-suppressing chi and a simple version of the devil-suppressing chi array soon. Because of the example of the devil-subduing method, many people believed that the number of students in the devil-subduing college was decreasing. Every day, there would be people leaving, and only those who came from other worlds had no intention of leaving. As long as the number of students in devil-subduing college greatly decreased, devil-subduing college would lose the resources that these students provided to them every so often. 10 days had passed and under Chen Zhang's concentrated cultivation of the 9-turn dragon god mantra, he had completely merged with the devil-suppressing heavenly Venerable's incomplete divine soul, allowing his divine soul to reach the 8th level of transformation. Chen Shang immediately used Heaven Tour method. Currently, he was already able to distance his special consciousness from his body, and was currently wandering far away as if he was in a close proximity. He could clearly see, smell, and hear what was at that place, but it was very difficult for others to discover him. Little scoundrel, don't use this to peek at others bathing. If you want to do this, I will definitely stop you. Long Shui warned seriously. Little bad dragon, I've never thought of doing that. Instead, you remind me every single day. Do you always use to peek at me bathing? Chen Shang laughed and said, aren't you afraid of losing your eyes? PFF'd, if I had seen wrong, I would have been blind long ago. Chen Shang never thought that the female dragon would actually admit it so boldly. He suddenly felt that the losses were huge. Long Shui had seen him many times, but he had never seen Long Shui before. That's not fair. You've looked at me so many times, but I've never once looked at you. Chen Shang immediately shouted. Of course, we women can grow 2 beautiful rabbits. Long Shui laughed, those 2 eggs of yours are not good at all. Furthermore, that bird-like thing has become bigger, and it's a little scary. Chen Shang snorted. As long as you women are comfortable, I can promise you that you will like it a lot in the future. Go, don't talk about these things anymore. Be careful that your Miss Yu will beat you up. Su Meiyao's face was flushed red. She did not think that these 2 little fellows would actually talk about these things with so much vigor. Chen Shang curled his lips, showered, walked out of the secret room, and heard someone knocking on the door. Brother, quickly open the door, quickly open the door. The sound of him knocking on the door was louder than her. It was obvious how much she wanted to quickly see Chen Shang. Super Dan Imperial College was tightly wrapped up by the array formation. Even if he wanted to jump in it would not be easy, but Chen Shang was still worried that Leng Yulin would break the door. Chen Shang anxiously ran over. When she opened the door, she saw Leng Yulin dressed in a red dress. When she saw Chen Shang, she hugged him like a little girl. In front of Chen Shang, she was no different from a little girl, but her body, her appearance, all of them exuded a familiar aura. If she were to become serious, her entire body would exude a cold and elegant aura, and would also carry the aura of a female overlord. Where's Shen Xian? Chen Shang looked outside, but he did not see Shui Shen Xian. Leng Yulin still held onto Chen Shang tightly, not letting go, as she used her proud and straight soft front to rub against Chen Zhang's chest, instantly making Chen Zhang's blood boil. Big brother, I was trapped in the time formation for a very long time. If it wasn't for me being able to travel with you in the future, I wouldn't have gone to do this kind of bullshit to force people out of their confinement. When Lang Yulan mentioned this, her face was gloomy, her pink lips pouted, attracting love. Chen Shang laughed, and caressed her snow-white hair. My good sister, it's rare for you to come here, let's talk inside. Oh right, where's Shenxian? You haven't told her why you haven't come yet, so how could she let you run around alone? Chen Shang held Lang Yulan's jade hand and walked into a simple yet elegant, quiet bamboo building. This was Elder Dan's usual residence. Why can't I run around alone? Master and senior sister sent me here, so I went back to the divine weapons heavenly country. Master wanted to teach senior sister some things that would give you a headache, they seem to be some kind of formation. I can't learn these things. Lang Yulan stuck out his tongue. Long Shui laughed softly, I also hate this stuff. If I didn't have the inheritance of knowledge, I would never have learned it even if I were beaten to death. Even if Lang Yulan didn't come, Chen Shang planned to ask Lu Munger for it, because he had just gotten the White Dragon Blood Dan, a thing that could help Lang Yulan awaken his White Dragon vein. Little sister, what did you learn in the time formation? Chen Shang asked. Master said that Big Brother gave it to us for us to learn, so I had to bite the bullet and go learn these complicated things. But these martial arts are really powerful, after I learned them, my strength has increased by a lot. Su Yun said. As Lang Yulan said this, he suddenly started to burn. Brother, let's fight. Looking at Lang Yulan's body that was covered with a golden devil suppressing qi, with his jade fists flashing with gold light, Chen Zhang's mouth started to twitch. You're getting more and more beautiful, Yulan. I can't even beat you up right now. I think we should skip it. Chen Shang laughed. Lang Yulan scoffed, did you think I wasn't beautiful enough when you fought me in the past? After saying that, she giggled. Brother, your excuse is really bad. Damn girl, you've become smarter. Chen Shang pinched her face. I'm not stupid. Senior sister and I both take advantage of our weaknesses. Senior sister has taught me many things. After Lang Yulan said this, he suddenly slammed the table and laughed. Yulan, what are you laughing at? Chen Shang asked curiously. Lang Yulan stopped laughing. I don't understand why when senior sister and master heard about your 2 eggs, their faces all turned red. Wasn't it just 2 meat eggs? What's there to be shy about? Quote. Chen Shang suddenly realized, all the women with White Dragon vein were all virtuous men, Long Shui was just like that. You went to ask elder sister Meng'er. The corner of Chen Zhang's eyes twitched. He had once told Lang Yulan to ask elder sister Meng'er about matters concerning men and women, but he never expected that Lang Yulan would actually ask about it. I did, but master didn't say anything. He just kept scolding you with a blushing face, saying that you had taught me badly. Lang Yulan pouted. Chapter 694. When Lang Yulan mentioned these things, even Chen Shang couldn't help but blush, but she didn't feel anything. This made Chen Shang unable to help but marvel at the power of White Dragon vein. Brother, senior sister Shenxian is not here right now, let's take a bath together. Senior sister said that you like doing these kind of things the most. Lang Yulan giggled with a face full of innocence. This caused Chen Shang to uncontrollably suck in a breath of air, her eyes sweeping over her curvaceous and curvy body. Chen Shang took a few deep breaths, resisting the deadly temptation, and said, your senior sister doesn't say anything, I only like to bathe with my wife, you are my sister. Lang Yulan stuck out her red tongue, and said tenderly, fake. Senior sister Shenxian has taught me many things, I can tell that brother is lying. What surprised Chen Shang was that the white-haired beauty actually smiled charmingly, her flirtatious look made Chen Shang speak out. Lang Yulan smiled charmingly, big brother, you aren't afraid that I will damage your 2 precious eggy, right? This girl is trying to tempt me. Chen Shang exclaimed in his heart. Hee hee, it's like what senior sister Shenxian said. Brother, you can't stand my current appearance. Lang Yulan laughed. Damn girl, you actually dared to tease me. Chen Shang laughed and pinched her beautiful face. Chen Shang took out the White Dragon Blood Dan, and Long Shui suddenly said, after she eats it, it will take her a long time to completely digest the White Dragon Blood Dan's energy, she will need at least a year, so you should just let her eat inside the time formation. Yulan, this is a White Dragon Blood Dan. After eating it, you will have a very strong power, but you will need a very long time to refine the power. It will probably take a year. Chen Zhang's face was solemn, allowing him to listen seriously. Remember, this can only be eaten by you, don't give it to Shenxian, she's not suitable for eating, only you are suitable. Yulan, you must know that this world is currently filled with danger. The reason I'm doing this is to let you have a stronger strength so that you can guarantee your own safety. Quote. Lang Yulan nodded heavily. Big brother, I understand. I won't let you down. After Lang Yulan received the white dragon blood dan, he immediately put it away properly. I will refine the energy inside as soon as possible, then come back to meet with Big Brother afterwards. Seeing Lang Yulan being so obedient, Chen Xiang laughed in relief and caressed her snow-white beautiful hair. Wait, you will find out that you are extraordinary in the future. Yulan, you must become stronger, the heaven and earth are vast, we need to have sufficient strength to be able to go out and adventure. Long Shui said. After her white dragon vein has awakened, there will also be memories left behind by her. All of us dragons will carry these memories with us, and at that time, she will know how to walk her own path. Lang Yulan stood up, stared at Chen Xiang and said softly, Big bro, I'll be back to that damn time formation very soon. Can you kiss me like I did with senior sister Shenxian? Quote. Chen Zhang's heart suddenly jumped. Lang Yulan's face suddenly had an intoxicating blush. It had a unique charm, causing Chen Xiang to be infatuated. Lang Yulan raised his head, his blurry eyes looking even more enchanting. Chen Xiang did not expect this recognized sister, who could be rough and playful at times, to also have such a seductive side. Chen Xiang suddenly hugged Lang Yulan and kissed the white-haired beauty's lips. Hey! At that time, she was very suspicious of why they would do it so often, but now she knew. It was because that strange and wonderful feeling spread to her entire body, making her feel extremely comfortable and intoxicated. The two of them suddenly tumbled to the ground and tightly embraced each other. They madly sucked, their tongues wildly entwined together, and the two of them wished that they could merge with each other. Inside the simple and elegant little bamboo house, there was a vague and ambiguous atmosphere, as well as the faint sounds of men and women sucking each other when kissing. After a while of being coquettish, Lang Yulan's beautiful eyes became infatuated and intoxicated. She now completely understood why when Shui Shenxian and Chen Xiang met each other, they would always kiss like glue. Thinking about it, Lang Yulan's entire body suddenly softened. She had a kind of yearning that she had never had before. Before, she was just curious, but now, she wanted to be one with the person she loved the most, becoming one with the gods, reaching the pinnacle of happiness. This feeling is so beautiful. Lang Yulan's jade face was flushed red, full of an intoxicated and happy expression. Leaning on Chen Zhang's chest, she carefully savored that feeling. Yulan, I'll send you to the divine weapon's heavenly country. Chen Xiang laughed and said. No, I'll go myself. You have to believe me, you can't look at me like a little girl anymore. Her first kiss is already gone, you can't be treated like a little girl anymore. Lang Yulan pouted his lips with a face full of stubbornness. Chen Xiang laughed helplessly. All right then, you have to be careful. I was just worried that you would attract too much attention with your white hair. Lang Yulan laughed and took out a conical bamboo hat. She put it on. This way, I won't be afraid. I used to go out often myself to play, it's always like this. Chen Xiang sent Lang Yulan out of the city, then watched him leave before returning back to Super Dan Imperial College. After her white dragon vein has awakened, you might not be able to beat her. Our white dragon vein is very strong. Long Shui said with complete confidence. Chen Xiang laughed. Not necessarily. It's time to go to the Devil Subduing College and scout around. Maybe I can find something that other people wouldn't be able to get into, but you are actually very simple. Long Shui said. With the change technique in the 72 changes, your mana now should be usable. Chen Xiang laughed. I've been trying it out for a long time. Hee, turn into a little girl and let this dragon see. Long Shui laughed. The transformation technique could change the appearance of others and could even change the size of a sound. However, it required a certain amount of Fa Li to reach a certain level. This was a little more difficult than becoming an animal because it required a very lifelike appearance. Even the aura on one's body could be created on the condition that one could feel that aura. If one's mana was strong enough, they could model out some extremely terrifying pressure. Chen Zhang's body flashed with white light. He had turned into an old bald man dressed simply, and this just so happened to be Wu Kaiming's appearance. If it wasn't for this 72 changes technique, he would have definitely gone back to meet Wu Kaiming and see what kind of expression he would have. In order to sneak into the Devil Subduing College, Chen Xiang had to become a student of the Devil Subduing College. Furthermore, he had the soul-absorbing devil spell, so he could know the memories of others and make him better. Chapter 695. Inside the Devil Subduing College, Chen Shang was swaggering around with his hands behind his back. At this time, he had already become a student of the devil-subduing college. This student was originally a disciple of a middle-level sect. Normally, he bullied the weak and feared the strong. His aptitude was considered not bad, but his luck was bad and he was targeted by Chen Shang. After that, he was stripped naked by Chen Shang and hung on a tree. This guy is really annoying. Although he has a good face, all women hide far away when they see him. As Chen Shang walked along the road of devil-subduing college, many people revealed extremely disgusted expressions when they saw him. Chen Zhang's transformation technique was flawless, and now that he knew the student's memories, he pretended to be very similar. Now that he had already entered the devil-subduing college very easily, it would be very difficult for him to pass through the formation and enter, even with a dimension door open. After entering the devil-subduing college, Chen Shang quickly returned to the He's residence and hid inside. Using the heaven tour method, he found Tai Hong according to her memories. Little naughty dragon, did you find that Mo Dian fellow? Chen Shang had already found Tai Hong at the top of a tall tower. However, the top of the tower was protected by a powerful formation, making it impossible for him to enter, but he could hear the sounds coming from within. I found it, that guy is heading towards the tower, he should be going to get Tai Hong. Long Shui's heaven tour method was much stronger than Chen Zhang's. It could simultaneously release many divine intents and wander around in all directions, allowing them to quickly find their target. On the other hand, Chen Shang could only release one soul tool, which had a limited distance. Chen Shang patiently waited, he released that unique divine sense, and when he looked down from the sky, he could see that Mo Dian was quickly walking towards the tower, and under the tower, the guards did not stop him. This made Chen Shang very suspicious, because according to Wang Shengren's memories, this Mo Dian and Mo Huan had very little contact with him, but after just 10 days, Mo Dian and Tai Hong seemed to be very familiar with each other. After entering the tower, the light carriage arrived at the top with extreme familiarity. This Tai Hong must have been hiding many things from Wang Shengren. Wang Shengren is his disciple, to be tricked by him since he was young, it is normal for him to be concealed. Bai Yuyu said. Mo Dian is surnamed Mo, as long as he is a devil martial cultivators with that surname, his identity will not be low. How could he be using it as a test subject to teleport? Eavesdrop carefully and see what they are talking about, Su Meiyao said. Chen Shang also felt that something was amiss, he focused on listening to the voice coming from the top level of the tower. How are your preparations? Seeing Mo Dian coming over, Tai Hong asked immediately. Those fellows have formed an alliance, and Wang Shengren is now crippled by Chen Shang. You do not have enough strength, so I'm afraid that you will be defeated by that alliance. Mo Dian said, his tone was extremely cold. Tai Hong laughed coldly, the alliance is not that big of a deal. The most important things are the sects in Chen Martial Continent, the martial families, the blue blood race and the martial families. I already have a way to deal with that alliance. Then hurry up and set off. Also, don't forget what you promised us. Mo Dian said coldly. Don't worry, I won't break my promise. After Tai Hong finished speaking, he jumped out of the window and flew in one direction. His speed was so fast that even Long Shui's spiritual sense could not catch a trace of him, causing him to leave. Chen Shang secretly clenched his teeth. From the conversation between Mo Dian and himself, he had already heard some important things, but they were not clear enough. Mo Dian had been preparing some very important things for Tai Hong this entire time. Now, it sounded as if it would allow Tai Hong to get away with a lot of things, and Tai Hong had also promised to help Mo Dian and the others with some conditions, which would obviously be beneficial to them. Chen Shang had only obtained this much from their conversation. Previously, he did not know about this from Mo Huan's memories, so Mo Huan had also been hiding some things. Mo Dian has gone down the tower. He wants to know more clearly, there is nothing difficult about this. Long Shui giggled. As long as we capture Mo Dian and use the soul-absorbing devil spell to search his memories, we will know everything clearly. After Mo Dian walked down the tower, he actually did not return to his residence, but walked out of devil-subduing college. This made Chen Shang secretly happy, and made it convenient for him to take action. Who was Chen Shang supposed to follow with the heaven tour method? Afterwards, he set off and followed behind Mo Dian. After exiting the devil-subduing college, Mo Dian headed towards those cities. He might be heading for the transmission array, let's do it now. Long Shui said, she was also extremely curious, just what kind of relationship did Mo Dian have with Tai Hong? Chen Shang quickly ran up and arrived at the dirt road that led him through the forest. At this moment, Mo Dian was slowly walking on it. Chen Shang ran so quickly, how could he not notice it, but he sensed that he was not very strong, so he was not as alert as before. "Why are you following me?" Mo Dian bellowed. He was clearly very angry, and his eyes had already released traces of black energy. Of course, Mo Dian couldn't see that Chen Shang had changed into this. He knew that the person in front of him was a very annoying guy. Chen Shang secretly laughed in his heart, and then, intentionally asked back in an angry tone, "Who followed you? Who do you think you are? Aren't you Wang Shengren's follower? Now that he's dead, Mo Dian was immediately enraged, and threw a punch at Chen Shang. He came from the demon realm, and was a man who loved to kill, but was now looked down upon by this trash. Chen Shang was already prepared to fight back. Seeing Mo Dian's fist that was releasing a dense and ruthless chi, he threw a punch back. The speed of the punch was even faster than Mo Dian's. When Mo Dian saw it, he turned pale from fright. Other than the speed of the incoming fists, they did not carry any power, but he could tell what they were, but it was too late. Mo Dian's arm instantly drooped down, and he looked soft, like a mudfish. His face was filled with shock. How could this kind of strange devil realm technique spread to here? Quote, Mo Dian was extremely shocked and horrified. Before this, Wang Shengren did not tell him that his arm bones had been melted by Chen Shang, otherwise, he would have been on his guard a long time ago. Knew that those who could learn this devil art would not be a simple person. Just as he was about to escape, he saw that Chen Zhang's eyes suddenly flashed with red light, and countless red rays of light suddenly shot over. PFFA, the demon eye of permeability. Mo Dian had given up all hope. He could feel all the meridians and bones in his body, all his internal organs were pierced by the light and he fell to the ground. Chapter 696. Mo Dian struggled on the ground, his face full of fear and despair. He never thought that the scumbag in the devil subduing college would actually have two miraculous skills that would allow the major powers of the demon world to snatch them for themselves. Who the hell are you? Mo Dian roared with all his might. Anyone who had these two demon arts would be treated as a demon god in the demon realm, but now, they were in the human world. Chen Shang laughed out loud, and changed into his original appearance, which made Mo Dian completely dumbstruck. Not only had he never seen or even heard of this ability to change one's appearance, it had actually happened right in front of his eyes. Chen Shang, Mo Dian shouted loudly. Ha ha. Chen Shang laughed, bent down and patted Mo Dian's head with a palm, and started to search through his memories. Soul-absorbing devil spell. Mo Dian shouted out these 4 words with a splitting headache, then shouted with great difficulty, "You used the soul-absorbing devil spell for both Wang Shengren and him, just who are you? How can you possibly understand so many devil realm techniques?" Quote, "This is my secret, you already know it, so I can only kill you." Chen Shang retracted his hand. Although his face was currently filled with smiles, he was extremely terrified in his heart. This was because the secret alliance between Mo Dian and Mo Dian could put the entire mortal martial realm in danger. In order to prevent others from finding Mo Dian's soul using talismans like summoning spirits, Chen Shang used devouring magic Kung Fu and directly devoured Mo Dian's soul, then incinerated his flesh. At the moment of Mo Dian's death, he even knew that Chen Shang possessed a forbidden devil attack from one of the 3 great heaven realms, the devouring magic Kung Fu. What are they working together for? Bai Yu asked while Chen Shang took out the Luotian gate and opened a spatial door. Little naughty dragon, model my voice, send a message to Ji Yu Dongchen, let him gather all the experts he can, using the fastest speed possible, and send them to the demonic sky sect in Great Devil Mountains. The big thing is about to happen, it's about Tai Hong, let him pass as soon as possible, otherwise it'll be troublesome. After Chen Shang finished speaking, he stepped through the spatial door and arrived at the Great Devil Mountains. The last time he left here, he didn't want to come back, but this was already his 3rd time here, and this was also the battlefield when the Great War between 3 realms erupted in the future. Mo Dian secretly helped Tai Hong build a devil god altar here. As long as it is completed, and if there is enough top-grade magic seeds, Tai Hong will be able to obtain one. Chen Zhang's handsome face revealed a grave expression, and those offerings are the sacrifices that Tai Hong and Wang Shengren made for the young man who was going to capture him everywhere. However, they only require the heart, the head, and the soul. Devil child sacrifice. Su Meiyao and Bai Yuyu said at the same time, their voices extremely solemn. Bai Yuyu said coldly, "These fellows, even in the demon realm, the devil child sacrifice is forbidden." At the same time Tai Hong nurtured a demon seed, he could obtain the inheritance of the demon god. If is unable to get rid of the demon god that grew up within his body in the future, when the demon god becomes mature, he will be able to devour his body. Quote, "Who the hell is the demon god?" Chen Shang asked. He was once wanted by the demon god order. There are 10 famous demon gods, which are the 10 great demon gods, and some who are not famous, but are strong enough, can be considered demon gods. The altar is built inside, which is intended for the demon gods who died here. Bai Yuyu said, "I never thought that a devil god would die here. Looks like the great war between 3 realms that erupted in this place back then must be very complicated. When the altar is built and the offerings are enough, the altar will open up. It will crazily devour the demon energy here, nurture the demon seed, and also awaken the soul of the demon god." This was what Chen Shang had learned from Mo Dian's memories. Long Shui had already used Heaven Tour method to contact Ji Yu Dongchen, and Chen Shang was rushing towards the altar at the fastest speed possible. Then, what conditions did Tai Hong agree to on the side of the demon realm? It's not easy to build a demon god altar, and requires a lot of precious materials from the demon realm. Su Meiyao asked. After Tai Hong obtained the demon god's inheritance, he had to give the demon god's art to them. Furthermore, after the great war between 3 realms begins, he had to destroy the mortal martial realm's defense so that the demon realm could smoothly break through the demon channel and come over. Chen Shang said angrily. Mortal martial realm was not Tai Hong's. Of course Tai Hong did not care. In this kind of person, life was equivalent to dog fart, only his own benefits were important. "I must stop this guy." Chen Shang knew from Mo Dian's memories where the demon god altar was located. He had to stop Tai Hong from fusing with the demon seed as soon as possible, otherwise, it would be too late. The demon god altar was built right beside the demon and devil sinkhole. It was said that it was a huge trap, and when the demonic passageway opened, many demons rushed in and fell inside, leaving behind countless corpses. Legend has it that because of the heavy death aura of the demons, it formed a power that allowed the demon and devil sinkhole to go deeper into a strange world. It's good enough to be able to beat Tai Hong into the demon and devil sinkhole. Even if he fell into that place, he would probably be corroded by the intense demonic death chi. "We found that guy. Let's use the Luotian gate." "I saw a black ball floating on the altar," Long Shui suddenly said. "That's a magic core, hurry up." Bai Yuyu shouted in shock. Chen Shang took out the Luotian gate, and quickly turned the circle on it. He opened a spatial door, and appeared on the demon god altar that was like a small mountain. On the altar stood an old man with a face full of sinister wrinkles. He placed his hand on the black ball floating in the air, and the old man was Tai Hong. "Your black ball is only as big as a head," its smooth surface was bare, while the surrounding demon chi crazily rushed into the demon seed. On top of the great devil mountains, the black chi was enveloping, surging and churning, waves after waves of intense death chi was active, permeating the entire 100,000 mountain range, making it seem even more terrifying and sinister. "Chen Shang," Tai Hong shouted in shock, "what are you doing? Stop you." Chen Shang also extended his hand out and pressed onto the magic seed. "Little bastard, you're delusional enough to ruin my plans." Tai Hong started to curse in anger, and struck his palm towards Chen Zhang's chest. Feeling that incomparably terrifying force charging towards him, Chen Shang thought that he was done for, but who would have thought that after that withered palm smashed onto his body, he was actually completely fine at all. He could even clearly feel that incomparably berserk palm power flowing out of his palm and into the demon seed after entering his body. At this moment, Chen Shang and Chen Zhang's palms were pressed against the death chi absorbing demon seed, both of them being firmly sucked in. Chen Shang did not know what would happen next, but he knew that this would definitely affect Tai Hong's absorption of the demon seed. Chapter 697. Tai Hong was shocked. He could also feel his own palm energy flowing into the demon seed, and at the moment, his heart was raging, but he could not do anything about it. "You are courting death for doing this. I have a way to get rid of the demon god's influence in the future, but you can't. Once the demon god chooses you, you are dead." Tai Hong bellowed. Not necessarily. With the devil suppressing golden body, he believed that he would definitely be able to restrain the demon god's souls. Right now, he could clearly feel the terrifying power contained within the demon seed. If he let Tai Hong obtain it, it would undoubtedly be a disaster for the mortal martial realm. He had to stop it. He could now delay time and wait for Yu Dongchen and the others to come. Don't even think about fighting with me, go die. Tai Hong's old face became even more sinister and terrifying, his withered hand crazily smashed against Chen Zhang's body. Chen Shang also didn't know what kind of power Tai Hong used, but it actually hurt him, and made him feel threatened. He also retaliated, blocking that skinny veteran's attack. HMPH, you're still young, you're just a mortal. Tai Hong's palm speed was incredibly fast, and he could even avoid Chen Zhang's block, accurately hitting him where his life depended on it. At this time, Chen Shang was also not able to use the innate qi. His strength had been greatly reduced, but the power Tai Hong was using was actually very, very strong, and was still increasing bit by bit. At this moment, he was already vomiting blood due to the attack, but fortunately, he had fused with his white dragon vein, so although his body suffered heavy injuries time and time again, he was able to recover quickly, and at the same time, it was equivalent to tempering his body. Difficult bastard, yet you're still not dead. Tai Hong was furious, he scolded him angrily and his punches became even more vicious, but Chen Shang was still able to stand there with her eyes wide open, looking at him with a gaze full of ridicule. Both of their palms were sucked into the magic seed. Their powerful energies could not be used, so they could only waiting for the magic seed to make its choice. Chen Shang, quickly try to see if you can sense Tai Hong's mind consciousness through the magic core. Bai Yu asked anxiously. If possible, use the devouring magic Kung Fu to swallow that incomplete earth demon god soul. Chen Shang, who was being brutally ravaged by Tai Hong, immediately released his strongest divine sense. What made him surprised was that he really felt it, and could even feel the power from Tai Hong's body. Old man, thank you so much, ha ha eh, Chen Shang suddenly laughed out loud and activated the devouring magic Kung Fu. This confused Tai Hong, but he quickly understood what was going on. Little bastard, what are you doing to me? Tai Hong said in shock. His current expression was the same as everyone else's, filled with the same unending fear. What do you think? Laughed crazily. He had tasted the sweetness of the incomplete demon god's soul, and now that he was able to absorb another drop, it made him extremely excited. He knew that the strength of his soul could bring him a lot of benefits, but the soul was very difficult to cultivate, so after devouring the incomplete demon god's soul, it was able to cause his soul to advance by leaps and bounds. Are you devouring my soul? Is this the soul-absorbing devil spell or the devouring magic Kung Fu? Tai Hong's face was filled with shock. He suddenly understood why Chen Shang destroyed Wang Shengren's soul and sea of consciousness. It was to prevent him from finding out that the incomplete demon god's soul had been devoured. Old fart, you really know a lot. You really know a lot about the demon realm. Chen Shang smiled. He was smiling very happily at the moment, but Tai Hong was so angry that he wanted to cry. I didn't expect you to use this method to find out about my plan. No wonder it was destroyed again and again. How do you know all these devil arts? Even those with the surnames of the top 5 devils in the devil realm are bitterly searching for this lost, mysterious skill. At the same time, he was also extremely curious. As long as it was someone who had grown up in the demon world, they would be curious even if they had a slight understanding of the magical techniques of the demon realm. I won't tell you, ha ha eh, Chen Shang laughed, and attacked Tai Hong mercilessly. Don't get cocky too early. Tai Hong suddenly roared out. That strand of the demon-suppressing god soul was already swallowed by Chen Shang. He was currently furious, and wished that he could die together with Chen Shang, but he was also unwilling, because the demon seed was right in front of him, so even if he did not have the demon-suppressing god soul, as long as he could obtain the demon seed, he would be able to rise up once again. But Chen Shang was in the way. If the demon seed chose Chen Shang, then all his previous work would have been for naught. If he wanted to obtain a demon seed, he had to kill Chen Shang. With the situation, Tai Hong could not care so much. A sharp blade suddenly appeared on his other hand. He quickly slashed at his arm, and cut off the arm that was being sucked into the demon seed. After he chopped off his arm, he could immediately control his own powerful strength. Ha ha eh, you little bastard, you're dead for sure. Tai Hong laughed sinisterly, and struck him with his palm. In shock, Chen Shang reacted quickly and used the magic core to block it. Although Tai Hong's palm strike could do great damage, but after hitting the magic core, it disappeared without a trace. Tai Hong was shocked, because he knew that if he did not kill Chen Shang quickly, the demon seed would be taken away by Chen Shang. Quickly kill this little bastard. Tai Hong suddenly roared out, only to see that in the distance, there were 10 elders rushing over. Chen Shang turned to look. It was actually the elders of Devil Subduing College. Being surrounded and attacked by these 10 rankers who had passed through the 8th tribulation of Nirvana stage, the consequences could be imagined. Old turtle, even if I die, I won't let you obtain the magic seed. Chen Shang laughed out loud, and the magic seed started to shrink bit by bit. This made Tai Hong furious, because the magic seed was being absorbed by Chen Shang. I can't let you get the magic core. This is my hard work. Tai Hong struck out with his palm, but Chen Shang dodged in a hurry and jumped to a certain spot. Die! Tai Hong's palm, as if growing eyes, followed along with Chen Zhang's incomparably terrifying palm strike. After Chen Zhang's body was struck by the strong palm force, he flew out and landed on top of the demon and devil sinkhole. Crap, Tai Hong thought and quickly flew over. Chen Shang. Suddenly, a few loud hissing sounds came from the distance. Some were from Lu Meng'er, Ji Yudongchen and some other big shots from other forces. They had rushed over, but Chen Shang had fallen into the demon and devil sinkhole, and was even beaten down by Tai Hong. Her jade-like face was filled with anger and grief as she struck out with her palm from afar. Ji Yudongchen, Wu Keiming, Lian Yingxiao and the other experts also attacked at the same time. An earth-shattering force instantly destroyed the altar of the demon god. It struck Tai Hong and caused him to violently spit out a mouthful of blood. However, the remaining force was absorbed by the demon and devil sinkhole. Chapter 698. Standing at the side, they could feel the terrifying power of the demon and devil sinkhole. The devouring power below was like a monster with its mouth wide open, waiting for them to jump down. If it wasn't for Ji Yudongchen stopping her, Lu Meng'er would have already jumped down as well. Right now, she only had incomparable rage and grief in her heart. Ji Yudongchen had brought around 50 to 60 people, most of them were the big shots of the small continents surrounding Chen Martial continent. They were all continents in the Eastern Ocean. Originally, they all joined the Sacred Light religious sect, but later the Sacred Light religious sect disintegrated. Although Chen Shang had been defeated, Tai Hong was still not satisfied. This was because the magic core was also taken down by Chen Shang, so the terrifying power of the demon and devil sinkhole, as long as he stood at the side, could be clearly felt. The great power released by Ji Yudongchen and the other experts had all been devoured by the demon and devil sinkhole. Ji Yudongchen's face suddenly became gloomy, because a few black-robed men suddenly came over. Their bodies released a very strong demonic aura. One could tell that they were strong experts in the demon world. The fact that Tai Hong had colluded with the demon world was proof of that. What Chen Shang said is true. You really were annihilated by the demon world in a sorry state. Ji Yudongchen said angrily. On the way here, Ji Yudongchen had told everyone most of what had happened. They were very surprised to hear about it, but now they had received confirmation. HMPH, Chen Shang, this bastard, messed up my plans. You all still won't be able to escape today. Behind him were 10 elders from the Devil Subduing College and 30 strong Devil Cultivator from the Demon Realm. From the looks of it, they were much stronger than Ji Yudongchen and the others. What's the point of all this nonsense? At this time, Lu Meng'er only wanted to tear Tai Hong into pieces. Although her heart was full of anger, the aura she was releasing right now was incomparably cold, as if she was in an environment of ice and snow. A gust of cold wind blew over, causing Tai Hong and the others to feel a bone-piercing coldness. They shuddered at the sight. Tai Hong suddenly laughed sinisterly. Ha ha ha, hey, can you win us? We have more people than you who have just crossed the Nirvana tribulation, and most of them are experts in the demon world. You should know that there is no shortage of experts of this level in the demon world. Quote, other than the stronger Chen Martial continent, the rest of you are nothing more than small fries in our eyes. Are you really going to put your life on the line for a little brat who has already been shattered to pieces? These words were said by those who followed Ji Yudongchen, but as for those who were weaker, they heard it and started to consider whether or not to attack. If they fought with Tai Hong and the others, they would definitely die. Lu Meng'er had calmed down. She had already seen the situation clearly. Tai Hong's overall strength was indeed stronger than them. It's too late for you to leave now. You can only rely on us, or else you'll all die. Ha ha eh. Tai Hong's sinister laughter reverberated within the frigid wind of the Great Devil Mountains, causing one's hair to stand on end. I am sorry, Leader Ji Yue, an old man behind Ji Yudongchen suddenly said. Then with a leap, he actually went over to Tai Hong's side, and at the same time, many of the big shots behind Ji Yudongchen and the others also flew over to his side. This caused Ji Yudongchen and the others to be so angry that they trembled. What made them gratified was that the strong warriors of the Chen martial continent did not cower, as he should have thought of this long ago. On Ji Dongchen's side, there were only Wu Kaming, Lu Meng'er, Lian Yingxiao, true martial schools Tang Yichao, proud sword sects Yu Zhonglin, Dan Fragrance Pure Land's elder Yun Yan, and the new leader, Guo Wangshang. Although true martial school, beast martial school, and the others had been enemies with the super martial school before, they still chose to reconcile with the super martial school. After going through the crisis in the Great War between three realms, they would talk about other things, but now that they were on the same side, their relationship would become even better. Haha, I knew that your alliance wouldn't become that big of a deal. Fighting with your fist is your true ability, so I'm not worried about this lousy alliance at all. Tai Hong laughed. HMPH, you lowly bastards actually went back on your words at such a crucial time. You have violated the alliance. Just you wait to be punished. Lian Yingxiao coldly snorted. If you die, who knows if they will break the agreement? Haha, I will let them continue to stay in the alliance. I will let them continue to go back on their word at critical moments, and destroy your dogshit alliance. Tai Hong laughed out crazily. You don't have that chance. A clear and bright voice sounded, causing Ji Dongchen and the others to be overjoyed. The people who came were indeed Blue Mountain, strong practitioners from the Huang Jintian era, and he had even rushed over with a few big shots. I never thought that the Devil Subduing College would be led by such a fellow. Fortunately, we were on our guard long ago. A blue light shot over and an old man wearing a blue robe stood beside Ji Dongchen. This old man was the patriarch of the blue blood race, Lan Kun. This was closely followed by a tall and sturdy middle-aged baldy who radiated an imposing aura as he descended from the sky. When he landed, the earth abruptly shook. This was the martial house master of the Wu Manor, Wu Xiao. Tai Hong frowned, his expression extremely solemn. Although there were not many people here, he knew the strength of these people. If they were to fight, even if they won, it would be a miserable victory. Sure enough, you are colluding with the demon realm. Even if I have to risk my life, I can't let you go today. Wu Xiao's voice was like thunder as he roared. They were all the most powerful warriors in the mortal martial realm, and also the powerhouses of a great power. They had the responsibility to protect their own land and their own tribesmen, so they could not let the demon and devil realms rule this world. In that case, we have nothing else to say. My friends in the demon realm, these fellows will be the greatest hindrances to your future rule over this place. There is no need to show any mercy. Tai Hong said in a serious tone. Lu Meng'er shouted out, and a burst of cold wind blew over. Tai Hong and the rest suddenly felt their bodies becoming stiff, and at that moment, Ji Dongchen and the rest flew out too. A great battle between experts was about to erupt. The Great Devil Mountains reverberated with rumbling sounds and waves of violent tremors. The black aura above Great Devil Mountains became even more turbulent, and in the middle of the bottomless demon and devil sinkhole floated a man carrying a black ball. Although he was torn apart by a powerful force, in the end, the profound Wu diamond armor still protected him, causing him to fall into the quiet and pitch-black sky ditch, and he was still slowly falling. Chapter 699. Chen Shang didn't know why he was able to float in the air and slowly descend. Although his body was severely injured, the power of the Yulong blood in his body was quickly recovering under the strange energy that was being released. This damned magic core, how exactly do I get rid of it? I don't want it to be possessed by a demon god. Chen Zhang's hand was still stuck onto the black ball-like magic core. Originally, Tai Hong's arm was also on it, but it was sucked in by the magic core. Try using the devil-suppressing qi. You have the devil-suppressing golden body, even if you were to be possessed, you should be fine, right? Long Shui said. No way. Chen Shang released the devil-suppressing qi, but he was immediately engulfed. I do have a devil-suppressing golden body, but I feel that if I fuse with this demon seed, it will be extremely harmful to me. Although it can bring me a very powerful energy, in the near future, I will become a puppet of that dog-shit demon god, and I still need to give birth to him. Damn it, I must get rid of this thing. It seems like I can only cut off my arm. Chen Shang said as he took out a blade. Don't, the magic seed will create a powerful suction force. If you cut off your arm, it will continue to stick to your body until it blends with you. After the magic seed selects you, it will be very difficult to escape. Bai Yu said anxiously. Moreover, this place is very dangerous. Sister Yu, I don't want to be possessed by that stinking demon god. Chen Shang said. He waved his blade, regardless of whether it was possible or not, he still wanted to try. Wait, the reason why this magic seed has such a special power is because it contains a large amount of demonic death chi. Try to continuously release the devil-suppressing chi and use it to purify this magic seed. At this time, she was also extremely worried for Chen Shang. She was the one who got the best understanding of magic seeds from the demon realm. Chen Shang kept his blade and urged out a large amount of devil-suppressing chi-s, allowing the demon seed to absorb. After attempting for a while, the pitch-black demon seed was suddenly covered with a layer of white light. This is too slow, but to be able to prevent the magic from invading my body, based on the speed of purification, it would take at least 100 years. This magic seed contains too much evil death energy, Chen Shang said. Now that the situation is better, we can slowly think of a solution. Bai Yuyu heaved a sigh of relief. She knew very clearly that if he was absorbed by the demon seed, then he would be in big trouble in the future. Sister Yuyu, where will I fall? This demon and devil sinkhole is terrifying indeed. If I did not have a profound WU diamond armor, I would have been torn to shreds long ago. Chen Shang recalled how terrifying that strong power was when it fell. This place was as terrifying as the core of the earth, it could kill at any time, and right now, he was also in an environment that could tear people apart. He guessed that this was the power that made him float. I don't know, but it seems like you will continue to fall. The environment here is very bad, so there shouldn't be anything powerful here. If there is, it will be torn to shreds. Bai Yuyu was currently thinking of a way to let Chen Shang escape from the demon seed. Let me use the 72 changes to see if I can break away from this thing. Chen Shang had an idea. It's best not to try. When you change, the structure of your body will undergo a change, which is also the most fragile time, and the surroundings are filled with a strange energy. Maybe you will be squeezed or torn, and even your soul will be affected, but once you fuse with the Yulong blood, you will not die, but that feeling will not be good. Long Shui's words made Chen Shang dispel that thought. How about this, little scoundrel? While fusing with the demon-suppressing god soul that you just obtained, you will also be combining the 11th level of the devil-subduing method. Senior sister, and I feel that the 11th level of the devil-subduing method will allow you to obtain an even more powerful demon-suppressing power. When the time comes, you should be able to quickly purify the demon seed. Su Meiyao said slowly. Looks like this is the only way. I must not fall into that damned place. Little naughty dragon, you use the heaven tour method to go down there and take a look. Chen Zhang's surroundings were pitch black, and only the black ball in his palm was emitting a weak white light. This won't do. Once I release my divine sense, it will shatter. Long Shui sighed helplessly. Chen Shang laughed bitterly and began to concentrate on channeling the 9-turn dragon god mantra, cultivating his soul, which could accelerate the absorption of the incomplete soul that he devoured from Tai Hong. It was very quiet below demon and devil sinkhole, but the fight above was in full swing. It was like the end of the world. Chen Shang had no idea what was happening above. After Ji Yu Dongchen's group fought with Tai Hong, the two sides were evenly matched. Although Tai Hong's side had a lot of people, but those who suddenly went overboard were not very strong, and did not have much of an impact. As for Ji Yu Dongchen and the others, most of them were powerful experts with profound martial arts. I was wondering why it was so lively here, but it was actually you guys who started the fight. A laughter that sounded like thunder came from the distance. If one were to watch the battle between Chen Shang and his opponent that day, they would all know that the voice belonged to the new Hall Master of the Fire Divine Palace, Han Lai. Fire Divine Palace actually came, causing Ji Yu Dongchen, Tai Hong and the others to be extremely shocked. If they were to fight to the point where both of them were injured, it would be very dangerous for Fire Divine Palace to come here to pick up items. Don't worry, I'm just here to take a look and not interfere. Haha, you guys continue. A tall old man, whose entire body was burning with raging flames, was standing on a high mountain that was about to collapse as he laughed and said. Han Lai came alone, so he understood this person very well. Although Han Lai was a person from the Fire Divine Palace, his strength was not bad, and he got his own fire soul, but in order to prevent being robbed by the Fire Divine Palace, he chose to rely on the Fire Divine Palace. Thus, Han Lai felt disgusted towards the Fire Divine Palace. The battle continued for 10 days and 10 nights straight. The surprising thing was that the surrounding area of the demon and devil sinkhole was not destroyed, because no matter how strong the tremors were, no matter how much power one had, as long as they got close to the demon and devil sinkhole, they would be engulfed. Just as the group of experts were fighting with each other, the previously calm demon and devil sinkhole suddenly started to shake violently. Everyone felt a cold wind rush out from the huge hole and engulf the entire sky cavern, causing them to feel a chill all over their body. Oh no, it's a magical corruption gas. This is an archaic devilish poison. One of the demon realm rankers' expression changed greatly. His face was filled with fear, and he did not even bother fighting anymore. He just sat down with his legs crossed, circulating his martial arts to defend against the poisonous gas that was invading his body. Chapter 700. If I don't quickly defend against this poison, my entire body will rot, just like a dead person's body will rot. The other powerful devil cultivator was also shocked as he tried to use his cultivation to expel the poison. The other powerful devil cultivators all had fear written all over their faces. They had powerful strength now, but they were extremely afraid of this kind of magical corruption gas. As long as they weren't stupid, they could tell that this magical corruption gas was very powerful. Tai Hong glared at Ji Yudongshan and the others, and snorted. If you want to die, just come here. After he finished speaking, that magical corruption gas from the infernal realm. At this moment, a few giants from the smaller continents also let out a mournful cry. Their bodies suddenly rotted, their clothes and skin melding together, their bodies covered in black rotten flesh, making one's scalp tingle. Ji Yudongshan and the others were also extremely shocked. They anxiously used their cultivation to expel the poison, because the cool wind that was being exhaled by the demon and devil sinkhole was the magical corruption gas. Even Han Lai, who was watching from the distance, had a face full of death. He originally thought he was lucky, but he never expected himself to be so unlucky to actually encounter this kind of super old poison. The magical corruption gas is getting heavier and heavier. If you guys were to take action now, it would be equivalent to killing yourselves. You should be clear by now. If you attack us, you will definitely be drilled into by the magical corruption gas. A demon realm ranker looked at the corpses not far away that were covered in black flesh. The giants of the small continents were all warriors who had gone through 5 nirvana tribulations and 6 tribulations. However, it had only lasted for a short while and it had turned out like this, causing everyone to fall into deep fear. In order to avoid being suddenly attacked by the enemy, Ji Yudongshan and the rest of Tai Hong's side activated their chi to resist the poison aura as they retreated. They hoped to leave this place that was shrouded in magical corruption gas. However, they never expected that when they were 300 feet away from the sky cavern, the magical corruption gas would suddenly form a chi barrier, covering an area of 150 feet around the sky cavern, and start spinning crazily, causing the magical corruption gas to be trapped inside the chi barrier forever. A person fell onto the ground. It was actually the unlucky fellow who was watching from the side. Han Lai, he was actually sucked in. This caused the crowd, who were always enveloped in fear, to laugh in their hearts. Who told you to be so bored as to come watch the show? All of the experts were already trapped by the sky cavern. In order to avoid the opponent suddenly having the power to attack them, they tried their best to avoid the opponent, and no one dared to use their power, or else, once the magical corruption gas found a gap, it would drill into their bodies, turning them into a pair of black rotten flesh. No one wanted to end up like that. They could only wait for the magical corruption gas to retreat. We should not be fighting near the demon and devil sinkhole. This demon and devil sinkhole has accumulated so much death aura, and it was probably affected by the sound of the battle. That's why it suddenly erupted. Tai Hong sighed helplessly. He was really unlucky. Not only did his plan for the demon seed fail, he had to be trapped here in the end. Although Chen Shang had already been beaten to the demon and devil sinkhole and could not live on, he still hated Chen Shang to the bones. When Chen Shang was in the demon and devil sinkhole, while he was fusing the incomplete soul that he had just obtained, he suddenly felt a cool breeze blowing at him, waking him up. What is this? Chen Shang exclaimed. Magical corruption gas. Bai Yuyu cried out in alarm, her cold voice carrying deep fear. A type of super old poison that can make people rot. It's the form of gas. My sister entered the city since she was young. I say, this poison has the most destructive power in the demon realm. The moment this poison appears, a large number of people will die. Even powerful experts will rot and die from being struck by the magical corruption gas. Not only can it cause one's body to rot, it can also cause one's soul to scatter. Bai Yuyu suddenly heaved a sigh of relief. Fortunately you cultivated the devil-suppressing golden body, otherwise you would have died a long time ago. Even if it was a demon god from a high-level demon realm, they would also die after being attacked by a concentrated group of magical corruption gas. This kind of thing is the same as your god eclipse powder. Chen Shang rejoiced in his heart. The immortal poisoning devil forest that he was in Sacred Dan realm previously was also fine. No wonder the devil-suppressing heavenly venerable is so powerful, and is viewed as the nemesis of all demon gods. Bai Yu couldn't help but exclaim in admiration. For a guy with such weak strength to be able to survive in a place where many powerful devils or immortals couldn't even survive, it was all because they had cultivated the devil-suppressing golden body. Sister Yu, are those demon gods gods? What altars, they are really powerful. Chen Shang looked at the demon seed that was tightly stuck on his palm. Of course they aren't real gods. True gods are all above the supreme worlds that surpass the heaven realm. Theoretically, those worlds exist. Bai Yu thought for a moment, then continued, those demon gods, they are all devil cultivators with the highest strength who have lived in the demon world for a long time. Moreover, the things they do, are sought after by the majority of the devil cultivator, and they are titled as demon gods. Su Meiyao laughed, there aren't many beautiful and kind experts like senior sister in the demon world. But since ancient times, only one demon god with the surname Bai has ever been bestowed the title of demon god after doing something good. Bai Yu sighed lightly, but right now, the Bai clan in the demon world is already beginning to decline. I wonder how many of the disciples of the Bai clan are able to comply with the teachings of the White clan's devil god back then. Chen Shang had always wondered why Bai Yu was different from the majority of the demon realm's devil cultivator. Now, he finally understood that this was actually due to the bloodline, but now, it seemed that this race, which had good blood in them, was about to fall. It was already good that he could last so long in such an environment. 10 days had passed, and Chen Shang had already successfully merged with his incomplete god soul. At this time, he had already passed the stage where his god soul had evolved, and reached the mature stage. 2 extremely weak and incomplete strands of the divine soul had allowed his soul to advance by leaps and bounds. If it were a complete devil-suppressing heavenly venerable divine soul, he wouldn't dare to imagine it. I reckon that the devil-suppressing heavenly venerable intentionally gave this to someone with the potential to cultivate. That Wang Shengren already had potential in the first place, but was used by a guy like Tai Hong, causing him to walk the evil path, and in the end, let me take advantage of him. Chen Shang chuckled, I am an upright person who cultivates the gods, and I even received so many benefits from suppressing demon heaven. I definitely won't disappoint devil-suppressing heavenly venerable. Chen Shang also thought that it was very strange. Ever since he started cultivating the devil-suppressing Kung Fu and refined the devil-suppressing golden body, the things that were closely related to the devil-suppressing heavenly venerable were always obtained by him one after another. It was also because of this reason that he was able to keep his life in danger. Around demon and devil sinkhole, the experts were still the same. 10 days had passed, and the magical corruption gas still had not retreated. They could only wait patiently.